and welcome back to the Pulse Check Podcast. Today, boys, I am a broken record. We got a crazy one for them today. Hey, this is probably the first drama episode we've probably ever done. But hey, we're here today with the core four. You know the vibes. Joe, Isaac, J God. How we doing, boys?
The vibe is up.
Doing
and
good.
also,
I'm
pretty sure it's the first podcast since that ranked players dropped, right? Also that too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's a lot of we got to talk about. We get to figure out. First of all, how is ranked? What's going on? What's going on with the World Series of Warzone? That's still left us in the dust. We have a couple things to talk about there, right? What else? Obviously, we have Rostermania / Huskers and Gary dropping Scummin. What else, boys? We got a lot of
that's
stuff.
a huge one, but I think we could even talk about maybe some of the thermal cheese that's happening.
Yes.
The thermal
like that
cheese
one.
is crazy. The cold-blooded cheese is crazy. Where cold-blooded doesn't even work. I think there's a lot of cheese, but also,
Yeah, there's been a lot. I mean, first one since ranked. There's a lot to cover here.
All right, man. Where do we start? Where do you guys want to start? Should we just, boys, should we rip the Band-Aid off and get these boys in here, or should we just, because I'm gonna be honest, I feel like if we get those boys in here now, hey, this is gonna be a while. We might not even get to the ranked and
we can talk about range and stuff first, and then we can bring them in. Because I feel like that's
and then we'll just skyrocket.
Yeah, because I feel like after that, who knows how long that could go or short that could go. We never know.
Okay. All right. Real quick, dude, everybody's like, bring them in, bring them in. Chat's over here saying this is like Jerry Springer up in here. I don't know. I'm waiting for Gary to hop in Discord.
It's like, Scummin, you are not the third. Everybody's like, oh my gosh. Jerry Springer vibes, though. Wait, if they're here, bro, I just.
Hold on. Wait, 2 seconds. All right, hold on. I just got a text. 2 seconds. Give me 1 second to respond to this. Boys, if y'all want to talk about rank, go ahead. I need to respond to this. 2 seconds.
I'm not for that.
From Gary.
One thing I'll say about rank that's super surprised me. Obviously, I'll take Joe's tweet from 2 months ago and say Warzone is saved, but it's actually saved. The fact that they're making changes towards making the game more competitive is something I did not expect. With them removing cluster mines now and then bomb drones, I thought about a month ago when we were talking about this, originally the only restrictions were heavy choppers, turreted vehicles, and riot shields, right? And anything else, J-God? Am I missing anything? You're muted.
That was pretty much it. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
And I was afraid because we had heard, some of the developers were like, well, we want to find a way to balance everything and bring everything into the game. I thought they were going to find a way to make riot shields back into the game, but it seems like they're going the opposite direction and they're actually taking out everything.
I agree.
Right, not everything.
To an extent, but I feel like also they are completely missing the overlying picture of this. Like TTK, I think is the number one thing that before they do anything about changes, anything about taking out, trying to think whoa, is this balance? Do we fix drill charges? How do we do that? I think the first change is TTK, I think should be definitely fixed first. Obviously, I would love to if they did something with movement or anything like that, maybe some way to reset your tax sprint better. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I think the overlying issue in general is the TTK is so incredibly fast because even I think that sniping still is okay. But right now, bro, as all of us have probably seen, the Cronin on a single fire is the freaking DMR. The TTK is crazy. Whoa, hold up. But
I will say that is a little bit kept in check because you can't really people aren't really shooting people at range with that thing. I know people say, oh, but this clip, literally every clip at range is mounted. Literally mounted.
True.
And single firing and the person standing still. I was watching Hisoka yesterday just to double check. I was kind of track what is the average engagement he's getting in. In terms of range and why the Cronin's being successful is that he's not challenging people beyond about 75 meters. And if he does, he's missing shots. He's whiffing. And most streamers are whiffing. Most players will whiff because that thing, it's a little inconsistent. It's not like a beamer that you're going to have with one of the other 3 no recoil guns that do a little bit less damage. But I think also another thing that's like making it not a huge issue is the sniping. Because of the way the SR system work, almost no one's sniping. You're not able to get your taps to get your assist. So a lot of people are avoiding that versus in customs, it's going to be infinitely worse.
True.
I think that's there's definitely been a ton of tweets of a lot of people saying like ranked plays save Warzone. I did not tweet that. That's not, again, I want to reiterate, that was not me, all right? But I saw on the timeline people saying ranked plays save Warzone. And I do feel like for a lot of streamers, I think everybody here included, it has saved a lot of passion for a lot of people that has actually made the game fun again. But I think it's still, they have to balance it with like, obviously like the TDK needs fixed, the tapping down players. People like generally get mad if they're like, dude, I didn't get my tap. Like, I don't care personally, but people actually get upset. Like, I'm not going to get the SR because they didn't tap a down person.
Well,
Like,
I think that happens more at the high SR. I don't think people are really going to be doing that really at gold. I don't think most people were even like hardcore doing that until they hit like Crimson. Then it was like, let me get mine. Like, hardcore.
Yeah, true. I just really hope that gets changed. How that gets changed, I don't know, but I just kind of think that's super cheesy.
There's also like the not getting SR while you're dead and spectating thing. So like you can make a hero play to res both your teammates, but then they clutch up and all those kills that they're getting late game, all you're getting is placement points. You're not getting any assist, any.
That's
I think Treyarch will fix that. I think Treyarch will fix that because they tweeted that they implemented that. But it was like, no one was complaining about that. Like, what are you doing?
Here's the thing, though. Like, from the opposite side, you could have people saying, like, bronze, I don't have any deployment fee, so I'm just going to sit down, press X, I'm going to splat. My teammates are going to carry me throughout the rest of the game. I'm going to get whatever placement points they get. I'm going to get partial points for all their kills. And now you have people AFK farming the early ranks.
Can I give a quick...
yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, I know that a lot of people hate this, right? But in my opinion, you guys can think I'm faded. I love like the point system right now, except for the taking off points once you're dead. That's the only thing I don't disagree that they took that off. But I actually like that you have to be like people were saying, oh, it's too much SR that they're taking from you. My opinion, I don't think that's true. Like I think that it's a fair amount.
Hisoka and Shifty would be gaining 1,000 SR a day.
Yeah. And literally, like, you have to. I know there was a whole thing with Huskers, like he got 11 kills and 1, right? And then, or like 7 kills and 1.
7, yeah.
In my opinion, like at his rank, like that is kind of what separates the people that get 7 kills, and then there's the people that get 15 kills in those lobbies. Like you get those small boosts in SR. Like for me, I don't expect myself to be in the top 10. Like no matter who I play with, like because I don't consistently fry out, and that's just the way it is. I think for people who are, sometimes they fry out, sometimes they don't, that's where you should fall in the leaderboard. So like top 30, top 50, 50, like
and
that's the way.
Only a carrot on the stick for that top like 15 players anyways, that want to achieve that. If you're just trying to be in the top 250, you really don't have to worry about that. Yeah, it's very doable. I think if you had probably 14.5, you'll probably still be in the top, what, 250? You think?
Yeah.
What do you think the SR number is going to be?
I think probably even less than that.
Yeah. 13,000 maybe? You'll be top 250?
Yeah, like, right now I think so too. 11.5, I think, is top 250.
Is
and
it
a lot of people have been like babysitting that SR from when they were getting bronze lobbies, you know.
Oh, it's a lot different now.
Dropped, bro, it was free.
Yeah, now
that
it's
first weekend. That was the time to grind.
It does suck that the HUD isn't fixed. Like in terms of when you get a kill or when you die, it's very inconsistent. I've seen it where kill 17 people, everyone's bronze. They die, it's a Crimson player. It's like, all right, so that was just the one Crimson player. It's just bugged, so it's not accurate.
Yeah, there's a lot of
and
things.
then it'll show a gold. It makes no sense.
There's a lot of matchmaking issues right now that I talked to the people at Activision. They said they're keeping it in mind. They're trying to look at it. Obviously, this is the beta, so I'm hoping that whatever feedback we give them, and trust me when I say I've been giving them hella feedback, literally for everything. Yep. Like I already gave them feedback like 2-3 days ago about the smokes, about the thermals, right? Like which we'll get into right now. But they honestly, they are on top of it. They are on top of it. Like actually, like
It was the same thing with the HUD. I
fair.
did a spectating randoms. Try this next time you guys die in a lobby. You
Okay.
cannot see the players that you're spectating teammate on the mini map. You can't pull up the tac map.
Wait,
Like-
what do you mean? Like, you can't.
You can't pull up the tac map when you're dead and spectating. No.
Damn.
Yeah, true. True.
Yeah.
Weird. And I was like, yeah, this
There's
is
a bunch of
and they're
little
like, oh
things,
yeah,
right?
that'll get fixed. And when you're spectating, you can't tell what rank that player is. There's a lot of like missing elements, which aren't necessarily important. You died, you queue up for the next one. But in general, that information should be there because let's say you did run into a cheater or whatever, you want all the intel to match the way it was from a live first-person POV, especially with the shadow banning issue
Oh,
that
God,
everyone's been
bro.
talking about for months, and everyone thinks that we're silent on it.
Wait, yeah, we've been talking about that since day one. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Has there been anybody who's been shadow banned and like found out, like there probably is like such a small number, but like that actually have been caught cheating? Cause bro, like dog,
Not that
There's
I
people-
don't. Not that I know of. No.
bro, like that issue is honestly at first I was like, okay, like it's not that big of a deal. But now where people's like quote unquote livelihoods, and I know it's a small minority, but at the same time, it still matters. Like people's livelihoods are on the line here. Like let's say I'm gonna talk Sage. Sage was shadow banned after doing a 24-hour stream. Like I literally got my IRL set up on stream, was watching his POV from behind me, right? Obviously showing that he doesn't cheat. And this guy got shadow banned, and then for a whole 5 days, the dude, he would have been the number one spot. Like in the number one, the
He
two
lost
spot.
5 days.
5 days of grinding, and right now he's at like 11th, right? And it's just because of a shadow ban issue, and it's just I think it's dumb that people can just report you out of spite and you get shadow banned. Like look at Shifty. I don't know, Shifty. I don't know if people think what he's done is enough to prove that he's innocent, but this guy's competing on I'm gonna say LAN, right? Because I know it's not an official Activision LAN, and he's performed pretty damn well. Right, like, and so he's shadow banned today, or yet already multiple times in the last week, and it's like, bro, like, imagine if he's not cheating, right, and all this stuff. It's like that sucks, bro. Like that. Look, Hisoka's stream went from 200 viewers to right now.
Yeah, he's at like 2,000.
My man's at 2,000. Like that is life changing, bro. And
Oh, 100%. It's the same thing. Even when Mutex was at number one, that first like couple days or whatever, he hit like number one and then dropped down shortly after. But even his, normally he holds like 1,500. He was at like 4,000. And it's like, that's like a huge deal for a lot of people.
Yeah. So like,
I heard
just
a thing.
Oh, go ahead.
I heard a thing too, and I feel like this kind of makes sense in my head, but I don't know. I feel like for the last couple of days that for every single game, the servers have been a little bit weird where like you could be playing and then just lag out and the whole lobby lags out, right? For the first couple of days, all the servers were perfectly fine except like 2 in like 2 days, which was great. But as of the past like 2 days, I swear it's been like really bad about a ton of servers lagging out. And I thought about it. What if it's the game? If there's a cheater in your game, right? Activision can't do anything to stop them from like frying the whole lobby except banning them, right? So then they're gone. But all the people that died to them, nothing happens. Like they're just screwed. What if it lags out the whole lobby because they got like spam, like cheater, and to stop them from like purging the rest of the lobby, it just lags out that whole server.
Yeah, to
'Cause I
reset
feel
it to 0.
To reset it to 0 because it seems like, again, I could be wrong, the games that you're on a really good game, and again maybe it's just like me being like, dude, that sucks, like wow, that like we had a great drop, had a stronghold, had a black site, we're frying, have a lot of kills, and then the server drops. And I could be wrong, but I feel like every time that happens, what if we're getting spam reported and then the server drops to stop everybody from dying to a potential cheater, which is the team that's doing very well?
Joe admits to cheating live.
That would be like, that would be cool. That's like a 200 IQ type thing, but I just don't think that's the case. I think it's very similar to what we had right at the start, where if 2 people did a stronghold, or if you like 2 teammates did the stronghold and they did the bomb simultaneously, it crashed the server. It did the same thing then. It could be something as simple as that. It could be something as simple as that. Like, because if you and your teammate go up to disarm the bomb, you both press at the same time, it was an auto crash of the server.
Weird.
Damn.
But It could be something as simple as that. Maybe 2 people go to a UAV tower or something stupid. I don't know.
That's a
think
good point.
Your SR gets locked the moment you die, though. So, like, if let's say a whole bunch of people were dying and they spam report, and they back out to the lobby, even if the server crashes after they leave,
Yes.
do you think it retroactively pulls?
No,
all
I don't think so.
100?
I think you would have to still be sitting there spectating.
Saying, yeah.
And I don't even know if spectating. Like, I feel like once you die, that's like it would send the message up, right? That's what I would assume.
I don't know how that works because, like, I mean, I think it's if you lag out or whatever, as soon as like your points stay exactly the same, from what I believe. But
That's what I think. Yeah.
that's what I think for right now. But like, I don't know. It's I feel like there's a lot of ways to do it, but like right now, I just don't know how to fix the shadow ban issue. I don't know if they just take that away because does it actually help? Those are not things that we can see, but obviously what we see is they're shadow banning a bunch of legit people. How do we fix that? Right? Like what's the proper way to go about doing it? I've seen people with 0.5 KDs get shadow banned, and like, okay, maybe
And-
I don't know.
And is there like, I just don't think there, I mean, there's hopefully some way, but it's so funny because I was trying to do a gameplay yesterday or 2 days ago where I queued into random film in ranked, right? And my 2 teammates, I could tell were just horrible. I couldn't see their rank because like it said Browns won, but I don't think they're probably like, who knows, gold or something. And it was Almond, like sweaty streamers in the game, and they kept dying to them over and over. I kept rezzing them, and they were like, this guy Almond is cheat, like it's so obvious. How did he know I was there? And I know that, like, bro, they like not telling them like, yo, those guys are just insane good, like they just didn't know. So they're probably spam reporting them saying like they're cheating when really Almond and them are just farming their SR, and I'm playing ranked with my randoms knowing it's them, seeing the kill feed, and they're like, dude, yeah, Almond guy again knows exactly where I am, knowing they're popping UAVs, strongholds, like. And I'm like, and that's the problem. Like, how can you fix that from happening?
So I don't know how, but listen, boys. I just got the text, right? The boys are ready to go, but we're gonna change things up. We're gonna pause this convo because ranked. We got to continue this convo. There's a lot to discuss about this. But so we're gonna change things up right now. All right, we're gonna that was my bad for miscommunicating. I didn't know. I thought they both wanted to come on at the same time and hash it out, but it's gonna be Gary coming on first with us,
Say this piece and
saying
then
his
swap.
piece, and then swap, and then Scum is gonna come on because they just don't feel that would bring constructive criticism. But it's gonna be one person at a time and let them go. If they choose to come back and let's say while Scumman's saying his thing, if Gary or Huskers wants to come on, then that's up to them. But I'm gonna respect their wishes, and that's what they want to do. So you guys okay with that? You guys ready?
Yep.
All right. Let me drag my boy in here. It's gonna up the way things looks, but hold on. Let me do.
Hello.
There you go.
Oh, I gotta
Hello.
turn my camera on?
What up?
No, I gotta turn it back on.
Yeah, if you can.
Yeah, there.
There you go.
Whoa.
Oh.
The setup, yo, you look good,
There he
Gary.
That
is.
camera kind of
Thank
looks
you.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, you look
I
good, bro.
didn't, I didn't make my bed. I did not make my bed, unfortunately.
All right, let me get a water before we start this. Hold on.
Yo, you're looking good, Gary.
Thank you.
The setup's looking good, bro.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, I got it all pieced together now, and it's starting to come together. I don't have my neon sign in the background yet, but we're getting there.
Oh, sick.
I don't have Isaac here to put stuff up for me anymore.
All right, boys, let's get this started. I know a lot of y'all are ranked grinders. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I want to start off this whole conversation with saying that the whole point of this is so that way there's no misconceptions thrown out on the TL. There's so many times where, let's say, for example, Joe, people misconstrued what he said and like what Activision said, and so many misconceptions. As content creators, we know how that goes. I don't want things to be mixed up. Obviously, Scumman has his side of the story. Gary has his side of the story to this. And the point of this thing is to have a platform so people can let everybody know and not be like, yo, he's lying about this, he's lying about this. Let's just talk about it. And again, we'll keep it like this to keep it civil. At any point, if you guys want to merge, that's fine with me too. Whatever you guys want. So, Gary, go ahead. You can explain just so everybody knows what's going on. For those of y'all on YouTube, not really in tune as much. Huskers, Gary, and Scummin were literally like a top 5 team in the game, and they quote unquote have broken up, right? And so we want to just bring them on to figure out everything that happened and why it happened and so forth and so forth. So Gary, if you want to take the floor, go ahead, Pops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. No, yeah. I mean, one thing that I was gonna say is like, I didn't want to just come in here with like Scumman's been tweeting stuff all day, whatever. That's he can tweet whatever he wants. He has every right to be mad in any way possible. But all I was gonna say is like, I'm gonna come in here beforehand, and then he can come in afterwards and kind of say whatever he wants and go loose and whatever. I just didn't want to come on here and have an argument. We can. I plan to talk to him later tonight, hopefully, just privately instead of just on social media in front of thousands or however many people are here, right? Yeah, I don't know, we just as a trio have not been like vibing well, not meshing well in a lot of stuff. Like I think Scummin is one of the most talented players, like mechanically, and gifted players in Warzone. Like that's a given. Everybody knows that. He is extremely gifted and very good at the game. I just think when it comes to being a teammate, that he lacks in a lot of areas. When it comes to like professionalism and meshing well with your teammates. And I feel like there's just always some sort of drama. And every time we ever went into anything, there was always like, I just felt like everything was always, our fault. It was, I mean, like, even if like we'd call a play and it could be the worst play in the world. Like, we need to be able to all be on the same page regardless. Because like, that's just how a good team works. You learn what doesn't work by failing, but you need to be failing together to be able to build on that. And there was just like no good chemistry. The vibes were horrible. It's like every time we played together, I just ended up being in a bad mood because of like everything that I dealt with. And it's just like I had so much toxicity being brought towards me from my teammate. Like I mean, anybody that's watched us over the last 2 or 3 years would, I mean, completely understand and know that, I mean, I think Scummin can go on and play with someone way better and do better anyways. It doesn't, he can play with whoever he wants. And I think that's for somebody else to handle. I just mentally don't want to deal with that anymore. I think it's overdue. And again, I think he's one of the best players in the world, but there's just a lot of toxicity behind the scenes and in the scenes that was going on that I just didn't really want to deal with anymore. And I know there was a lot of stuff that was going on with not just him. I mean, any of his teammates that I've noticed.
And is this so? I know you're saying it a lot. Obviously, I know Huskers isn't here. Was this more just because to just you, or was this like to both of y'all, or was it mostly just you two, like you and Scummin kind of butting heads?
I mean, Huskers got a lot of it too, and I know he didn't feel good about like whenever we were playing with Scummin too. Like I feel like he always got into Scummin's head, Scummin always got into Huskers' head, and then like that also causes Huskers not to play good or myself to play good when like there's something in the back of our head, and it's just like I don't know why play, even if they don't think it. It's like, why play with someone that is constantly like shitting on you and thinks you're the worst player in the world? Even if he doesn't think it, he's saying it out loud, and it kind of just like it brings down the team morale. It's like, how are we supposed to play good while that's going on? But it was a lot. I mean, I got it a lot more considering that we were playing duos together over the past like 2 or 3 years.
But you guys had stopped playing there for a little bit. You'd like back in December when 2v2s were actually a thing in Almazra. You guys stopped playing together for a bit. You get, I think officially, I don't know if it was official or Twitter or not, but you like stopped playing together. And then it seemed like a turn of a new leaf, and then you started playing together again, and the same thing seemed good for a bit. And then talk me through that progression.
Yeah, I don't even remember like how that exactly happened. I mean, I know Scummin was just like there's a tourney coming up. I didn't really know if we were playing it together, and then I had asked him to play it, and then he just kind of said that he had a teammate for it. So it kind of just came like that, and then he just played 2v2s with a couple other people, and then he randomly asked me to like play again, and then I had just said that I don't want to play 2v2s again, but like I'm down to still do trio stuff. And like I said, I mean, I think he's a much better player than me. I think he's mechanically, one of the best players in the game. It's just I just didn't enjoy going through it anymore. But he was the one that initiated it in the first place, and then it asked to want to play again.
Yeah. Okay.
So how did?
Go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead, Joe.
So how did you, Husk, and him create your team trio like long ago? Like how did that kind of happen?
I think it was back in Verdansk, and I think it was just like Huskers had tweeted out for teammates for a tournament, and then me and Scumman hit him up, and then we just did really good in the tourney, and then we just decided to just keep going forward with it, and then we just kind of kept doing good and stuck with it for a while.
Was that like team, I guess you could say like team chem like good back then, and then like over time it got like more like hostile, or did it change like as of pretty recently?
I feel like it was decent at first, to the best that I can remember. I feel like it was pretty good at first. I mean, like we always had our stuff in our 2v2s, but like in the trio stuff, I mean, it went pretty good. I think for the most part.
Oh, cool.
So a couple of questions about this, right? So obviously the biggest issue is if that's the case, right? If that's how you feel, I don't think it's anybody's job or anybody's. Nobody has the right to discredit how you feel as a person, and like because I'll be honest, I've had teammates like that who make me feel like and say like you suck and all this, and then they leave and we actually perform better. Why? Because team chemistry is better, right? Like that's just that. Nobody's right to say that you're not allowed to feel that way because that's how you feel, right? So I guess my question is so obviously it's a bunch of things leading up to this point, right? And I think the biggest thing that everybody's asking, and the biggest things that like what people think of you guys as the bad guy is like, well, I don't want to say why now, right? But like what led it to be like, you know what, like we're done, like now is the point, because there is a roster lock. This is where things get a little weird. If it was just a regular tournament, like a regular, like no actual league, then it's like, oh, whatever, right? But now that there's like an actual, like it kind of like, what's the deal here is, you know what I'm saying? Is like, how does that work, you know?
I'm not 100% sure on all the details, but what I found out as of recently, he should be able to get on another team, and we should be able to find another teammate.
Okay.
And when it comes to the details of that, I mean, we'll figure it out in text and whatnot within how to go about doing that stuff.
Okay, I think
is that for this? Is that for the stage 1 finals, or is that for stage 2 finals?
Stage 1 finals, I believe.
Like
I said, I'm not 100.
I mean, sorry, yes,
sorry.
yeah.
I don't think stage 2 even has a roster lock right now. I think the roster lock is just for stage 1. So I guess the thing that I feel like a lot of people are wondering, because I'll be honest, I've been hearing some crazy is like, are people even allowed to change because all the dates got pushed back for the World Series of Warzone? Is there still a roster lock right now? You know, and obviously I don't know if you would know that, Gary, but like I guess that's a question mark type of deal.
Yeah, I don't. As for every other team, I have no idea the details between every team, but Scumman. All I know is Scumman should be able to find another team, and we should be able to find another third. That's genuinely all I know. I don't know any of the details on how we're going to end up going about all of that stuff, but that's stuff that we're going to come to find out in the near future.
Yeah,
okay.
You'll have to figure it out
$1.2 million tournament. Like I think, especially with things getting postponed and people having more reps and ranked, like we're a whole bunch of like adults competing for money. Like if someone's not making the cut, they should be cut, and then we should have some flexibility right now. The only weird thing about it is we've already done qualifiers, so this was pre-qualifiers. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we know he's going to win a time skill race or whatever it is, and he's definitely going to qualify. GG's, see him, finals. But the weird thing is now is yes, Scummy might be able to find someone But then on the net, someone is getting dropped. We have 150 players qualified right now, and Scumman may find a spot, but someone's getting kicked from a team. Someone's getting kicked from a qualifier team.
I thought that they had a spot on roster lock already.
I feel like it shouldn't be a qualifying team.
Yeah,
it should
has to
only
be a team that was already invited.
Yes, but then there comes that weird thing where it's like, okay, well, I didn't compete in the qualifiers because my team already had a spot. Now I'm getting dropped.
Unless there's
It creates a lot of dominoes for sure.
Yeah.
Because like I was thinking about it and I was like, all right, for example, I'll just do a team off the top of my head that I know qualled. But like, let's say OP Marked, Yeet, and Shaded, for example, right? Let's say you decided you wanted to pick one of them up, then they'd get a guaranteed spot. But then they couldn't backfill their team because they would need somebody who qualled with them. So they end up with the original team would be asked out. And then the same thing with Scumman's scenario. If he ends up taking a team from somewhere else, then it ends up with like, it's just going to be a bunch of dominoes.
Yeah.
Or maybe they'll do it on the back end and you'll magically find someone who wasn't on a qual team and somehow wasn't on a team
or
that
there
was
a team
picked
that
up.
like was found to be exploiting. Like let's say there's a team that, not like exploiting in that sense, but like you know, fudging the time kill race metrics, right? It was specifically stated in the rules not allowed to use VPNs, any stuff like. So maybe a team gets DQ'd, or maybe a player gets DQ'd, or
yeah,
that happened last year. Ral qualified, and then they said no, you're blacklisted, and then they had to backfill a team.
True.
Yeah.
True. Oh my! I mean, yeah. Low key, FIFA is over here saying that the only way they see it working is if like two teams agree to swap players
to do a trade.
to do a trade. Because then, if not, then how would they? You know?
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, I don't know all of the details behind how this is going to go about. That's something that I'll personally be finding within the next couple of days and being able to, talk to Scumman about it. But
yeah, I mean,
game battles will figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll get into that right now. But again, from what I'm hearing is if there is no roster lock, yeah, I hope they release a statement about that. Honestly, I hear a lot of teams are going to be changing. And where that ends people, again, it's one thing to make a team 2 or 3 months ago, and as opposed to now when I guess there's quote unquote ranked. I mean, it's not like has the craziest lobbies, but every once in a while you'll get pretty good demons and people who play
at
consistent.
least the end games.
Yeah. Yeah,
the
the end
top
games.
players make it to the end because
True.
they need their minus 210 SR. They asked out.
So
we've had plenty of second place games where we're losing SR and whatnot, and first place even with Husk. I know that you guys were talking about it earlier with Husk getting 7 kills, and we had like 30 as a squad.
Yeah.
He got -6 or something.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of those top like 5 teams from watching, and they got -60 top 5, 12 players up or something stupid. I'm like, what is going on? There's
it's
no
crazy out
way,
there.
bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy out there. But yeah, I mean, sorry.
Go ahead.
How did it go about where like you guys, I guess you could say like dropped him? Like, did you guys, if it's not like too,
Yeah, no, I mean,
like, did you guys call or you just like touch like, yo, like how did that kind of?
No, so I mean, it started off with like what basically first started off, I guess, was like during ranked. Even we were just having like a ranked sesh, and then we didn't end up like we played the first 2 or 3 days or something like that, and then we didn't end up playing the next couple of days because like we just didn't like how Scumman was playing. With it just seemed like he didn't really care and whatever. So it was nothing more than that than just we didn't want to play ranked because obviously ranked and tournaments aren't the same thing. So it was like it was nothing more than that than just not wanting to play ranked with him. And so we went on and played with some other people over a couple of days, and then I'm like, all right, we should play with Scumman again, and like try to build some more chemistry and fix whatever was hashed out last time. And then we kind of played, and he kind of was doing the same thing, landing on teams by himself, dying, and then saying, "Oh, this is the worst game ever made," even though he just landed on a team by himself after not saying. So I mean, we just, yeah, I'm like, okay, and then so we just said, hey, like we're just gonna find a different third for the night. Like I said, nothing more than that. It was just we didn't want to play for the night because we didn't want to lose SR. Like we're just trying to win, and that was it. And so then he proceeded to tweet out that he needed a World Series of Warzone team, and then talked all that on a stream where, I mean, we weren't saying anything. He was going on for an hour or whatever on a stream talking about us and how, you know, we're people. Actually, one thing, there's one quote that I like to bring up by him is that we should be blessed to play with him. It was like it was something along the lines like saying that like they should be so thankful to be able to play with me, something like that. And I was just like, dude, I was like,
that's a statement right there for sure.
I was like, that's a statement right there for sure, bro. I mean, like, you are an incredibly talented player, but like that's just like, that's something, bro. And so, I mean, me and Husk were texting about it and like, so are we finding a new third for World Series? And so that's when we reached out to a couple of people and just said, like, we never said, do you want to play with us? But we did say, like, you know, with this going on, blah, 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 like, would you be interested into finding a new, or to ending up on a new team, being ended up on a new team? So, I mean, it wasn't really anything that was, he always brought up that we were going behind his back, but it was like, you started it. Like, you tweeted out saying that you needed a World Series of Warzone team. And so then after that, we're like, so are we finding a new teammate for World Series of Warzone? And then it went on about that. And then he tweeted something saying, just found out Huskers and Irrational have been going around my back, trying to find a new third for World Series of Warzone. And then I texted him just basically saying, like, so you tweeted out that you needed a World Series of Warzone team and then deleted your tweet after tweeting out that we were going behind your back about that stuff. And so I'm like, and then you just told us that you wanted to play with us. He's like, hey, like, I still want to play with you guys. But actually, I don't need.
I guess I saw like things on about that in general, but was that about, did you guys try to find a new third before that tweet, or was it once he tweeted that? No. Because I saw things about it like that he tweeted that because potentially the two guys were asking people to be your third before that. So that was after the fact then.
Yeah. It was after the fact he tweeted that he needed a World Series of Warzone team after we didn't want to play ranked with him.
So was that Scummy just being like a sarcastic troll that he needed a new team, or had you actually gone to him point to point and been like, hey bro, we're considering this, or hey, we're doing this?
No, we hadn't said that. So we actually didn't even know till today that we weren't going to play like World Series of Warzone with them. I had been telling him that me and Husk, like, we're gonna like talk about things and see what's going on and see what's best, and we didn't really know about anything until this morning. I was just like, hey, like, can you text Scummin? Like, we haven't really said anything, and then he just said, we're not playing World Series of Warzone with you, so we had no intentions of a third or anything.
So like there was no
him prior to that's. I just want to make sure, because like I said, I'm big up the camp of like grown man. Okay, if Scummin's being a dick, drop him, whatever. Right? I know some people may be jaded by that, but like, if someone got dropped on a CDL roster prior to a major, who gives a shit? It's business. Yeah. But like, I also want to make sure it's handled well. So as long as you point at him and he didn't find out through Twitter, because if you found out through Twitter, that's, or you found out through the grapevine, that's. But if you point at him, then.
Or was there that of like saying like, yo, like, we aren't trying to play this tournament with you, so he knew? Or did you guys think it because he tweeted it? Like, was there ever a clear point of being like, we're not playing this as a trio?
No, not until literally this morning when we texted him. I mean, there was like I said, he tweeted that, and so then we reached out to other people, or we reached out to like two people just saying like, hey, would you be interested in playing World Series of Warzone in the future if it comes down to it, with your team? Like, how's your team doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like, that wasn't really, it wasn't like a direct, like, hey, do you want to play World Series of Warzone with us? And then it kind of moved on.
Who those people are?
No.
no. Okay.
Oh, I was about to say, did I miss who he said?
I thought I was sure. But okay, so there wasn't like a thing prior to like today then of being like, hey, we're not trying to play as a trio for this tournament, like prior to this morning. So like all the tweets and stuff in the past, like there was no like, we aren't playing this as a trio.
Nah, not till literally this morning.
Wow.
Damn.
I mean, I'm sure he would say the same thing too. I mean, there was nothing saying that we weren't playing this as a trio until this morning.
What was weird is I saw the tweet for the original one that you said he deleted, but then I saw both of you guys reply to it like, oh, he was just joking. So when I saw the one this morning, I just assumed he was joking. And then Huskers retweeted it, and I was like, okay, maybe there's some 200 IQ strat just to cause drama, like where teams are going to be like, oh, Cummins available. Let's go. Oh, they have a spot. Let's go for them. Let's see if they'll want us, you know? And I was like, damn, that's some. And then they'll just come out and be like, oh, yeah, no, we're still playing together. Good, you guys are, you guys have some, your mental's broken, but no. But yeah, so it's kind of up. I think the whole scenario, it kind of sucks to go into it. Like I mentioned, they tweeted out on the polls check Twitter was like, oh yeah, like normally you guys mess around and you guys talk, but eventually you guys work it out. And it's kind of maybe just one of those things where there hasn't been a lot of tournaments recently for you guys to play, because a lot of times what happens is when people are winning, the vibes are good, and then as soon as you have back-to-back L's or it goes a long period of time, then those annoying add up and the win doesn't overestimate. Like, you know what I mean? When you're winning, everything's good. It's the same thing with sports. Like, oh yeah, these team chemistry's good. Oh, we started losing. Well, now these guys butt heads. They hate each other in the locker room or whatever. But when you're winning, everything's all dubs, So maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think too that like team vibes. Sorry, kid. Like,
no, go ahead.
That, like team vibes as a trio also matter a lot in general. I think that even if like you have like terrible play, being like, yo, like all good, bro, like it's all good, but then like here and again, I don't know what he said, so I'm just saying if it were me, and then there was somebody that was like, yo, Joe, like you sucked, that was an idiot play. The next game, I'd be like playing like super timid, like, yo, I can't do that again, or I can't try this play again. Instead of being like, yo, man, all good, bro, like we're fine. Like team vibes for a trio for a tournament matter a ton, and if that's how like you feel, then I feel like that is it's respectful. True. I just don't know how it was how it was gone in the back end of like texting people, all that kind of stuff. But I think team vibes do matter a ton to how your team will play. If the vibes are bad, that means the next map's gonna be bad, and so forth and so on, because vibes matter.
Yes, take notes. Anyways, but but no, I agree. Like so many people, even in the CDL, they always say like yo, if you're not confident in yourself, like literally Gunny, Formo had this crazy quote back in the day. He's like, whenever I'm unconfident in myself, the way that I snap out of it is I ego shot everything. Like confidence is everything when it comes to COD, right? Like it's a very momentum based game, right? And so whenever you're like, if you have a teammate who's constantly putting you down or blaming you, I want to be neutral in this, and I want to say that that's what Scum is doing. I'm just taking what you're saying, right? But if you have a teammate that makes you feel that way, at the end of the day, it's like you guys probably shouldn't be teaming together. You know what I'm saying? Like you need people that you can. If you're gonna win together, you're gonna win together. If you're gonna lose together, you're gonna lose together. But you move on, right? So if that's the case, right? And so I guess my question to you, Gary, is: do you think it's past the point of like repairing itself, or like, because obviously, bro, like me, I'm a diehard for my boys. I'm a diehard for people that I consider family, right? Like I don't know how close you are with Scum, and I would hate for a trio of friendship be kind of broken up over some SR, right? Obviously, it's not just that. That's the tip of the iceberg, right? There's so much going on.
There's been years of stuff going on in the background and whatever.
Yeah. Or is it kind of just like at the point of just like no return?
I mean, like I don't think on my end. I think more probably on his end that there's like a super tarnished friendship, but on his end, yeah, probably us. Why not? I mean, we don't want to play the tourney with him. It's as simple as that. I don't think it's more just like a business point. Like we want to be able to play the best that we can play. Want to do the best that we can do, but also like, is it worth having your mental absolutely thrown in the gutter? So I honestly don't know. Maybe in the future. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. All right, man. I kind of just wanted to hear your thoughts. We're going to bring Scummin in right now. And is there anything else you want to say before? I mean, even to him, I don't know, whatever. The whole point is just so you guys can have a platform to speak up, right? Is there anything you would like to say?
I mean, the main reason I wanted to come on here by myself, like I'll say this to everybody, is just so that like, I mean, I didn't want to sit here and just have an argument about something that we haven't even like fully talked about privately. Like we tweeted something out, or no, sorry, we like talked to him, and then they just told him that we didn't want to play, and then it was just that straight to Twitter, it's straight to all the drama and whatnot. So I just came on here without having an argument. I mean, I'll probably talk to him tonight or tomorrow, and like talk things out between us before we go on a podcast and talk things out, right?
Yeah.
In front of everybody. So
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just do that more privately. And yeah, I mean, over the past like few days with a lot of the drama and like talk that he's been talking on stream, like there was just also so like no trust whatsoever, because anything I would ever tell him would end up being talked about on stream or between other people, and then like he's reading our text on stream and stuff like that, which is like a huge no-go. So it's kind of like we like I don't know, people, you just don't do that, right?
Yeah.
That's just like a breach of privacy that you never go over, especially if you're talking to one of your boys about stuff. Like you don't ever bring that shit public. It's weird. It's just like weird behavior.
Calls and texts I think should always stay private. If like that's not things that are said like on stream, then I think if you text somebody things, like that stuff should definitely stay private. If like you guys know, hey, this is an off stream thing, like
yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I agree that. So I mean, even over the last couple of days, there's just like, I mean, he'd be texting us, and I'm just like, hey man, we're gonna talk tonight, and you know, we'll get back to you. And so he just kept texting us when I already told him that we're gonna talk tonight and get back to him.
Was that today?
It wasn't like, no, over the past like 2 days.
Oh, okay. And then
over the past like 2 days, and
then you guys weren't able to get into a call the last couple of days after you told him that?
No, well, like we talked a little bit last night, and then he texted us at like 5 a.m. or something, saying like, hey, so what's going on? What's the plan? And then texted him at like 10 or 11 whenever we woke up.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. So I wanted to get on here, say our side and how we're playing, but I mean, like I said, I mean, Scummin has a bigger audience than me. He has a lot more talent than me when it comes to stuff. It's I feel like if that doesn't say anything about the situation behind the scenes, then that's that, you know.
Yeah.
But
okay. All right, man. I appreciate you, Gary. I think everybody in chat's gonna defend their favorite streamer, whoever that is. And at the end of the day, I just think everybody needs to just remember that we're all humans, and like it took a lot of balls, Gary, to come on and talk right here. So I commend you for that. Chat can think whatever they want, but obviously we got to make sure to give everybody a chance to speak. So same thing. While you here, I'm gonna give Scummin his chance to speak. So Gary, appreciate you coming out, man, for real.
yes, sir.
You know we love you, bro.
All right, take it easy, boys.
All right, later, Pops. Later, baby.
Peace.
Yeah.
All right, things are about to get interesting. All right, boys. We heard Gary's side. Let's bring my boy Scummin in here, bro, because we know Scummin don't hold back, bro. So let's
he does not care.
Let's see what this man's gonna say. All right, he's in here. Scummin, if you're in the stream, we have you in the Discord call. Hello.
Yo, what's good?
What's good, Scummin? How are you, brother?
Is my cam about to load? I don't.
Let me see. Do you have it on stream?
Yeah.
So disable it on stream, and then so first turn this one off here.
Oh,
So turn it off like at the bottom. Turn it off and just like so it'll just be your profile picture. Now turn it off on stream. Just disable, and then come back on here. Turn it back on, and then you can pop out the Discord and full screen it on your chat. See if it works.
Don't just press the little eye icon. You have to actually go to the source and press deactivate.
Okay.
It'll be activated in other source for scenes.
Kind of sucks that you can't do that, but.
And plus, it's a scummy cam too. Wait, the city. Hold up.
Wait, did you change your camera?
Yeah,
but it's winning.
Oh wait. So you can't.
Like,
You can't re-enable it, Scummin.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then the way you do it to where everybody sees it is you just pop out the Discord. You click pulse check, and you click pulse check on like the voice thing, and it should say pop out on your thing, and then you just share screen to your stream right there with that.
It's fine.
So that way everybody can see it. It's not.
Wait, hold up. That cam angle is gas though. Wait a second.
Kind of looks like yours, Joe.
I took notes from you, bro.
Heck no. This is way better than mine. Hello. You're sick.
All right, you got it, Pops. You good to go?
Yeah. I just don't have it on stream right now. That's
okay.
fine.
Okay.
You guys can see it though, right?
Let me go to your stream. Yeah, no. I'll wait for you, bro. I'll wait for you.
No, I'm chill. I'm a dumbass. I can't figure that out. We're good.
All right. Okay, so obviously, Scubbin, I'm pretty sure you were in the middle. You were hearing that, right? And
Oh yeah, of course.
again, the same thing. I'm gonna tell you. I told Gary is we're not here to pick sides. We're here to just let you guys, both say your piece and move forward. So again, we just want to hear what you have to think about that, kind of how this all transpired. Go ahead and say whatever it is that you want to say.
Yeah. So basically, when he said okay, I'm gonna send you the text of the group chat.
Oh.
I don't like the privacy, bro. This is what I got.
Oh God. Oh God.
So this is
We're starting off hot, bro. We're starting off
so
hot.
so he's like, bro, for 8 days, right? 8 days. The 13th is when this started. I was like, yo, like, how come we're not playing Ring together? Like, I thought we were gonna grind, right? And he was like you're just negative and toxic, da 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 da. And I was like, no, like I was just trying to practice my our team fights and not sit top Shareem in Diamond 2 and Zone 2. And they like threw a fit about that, so I was like, whatever, da 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 da. Left it. Then they came back like 2 days later, asked me to play. I was like, sure, like I'm down. Like, can we like practice our team fights or like whatever? Like I'll just play how you guys want to play. But like I want you guys to also like listen to me from time to time. So then like I was trying to call stuff, they were just ignoring me, and then they like freaked out on me, right? So this is when I tweeted I needed a World Series team. So they freaked out on me. They're like I'm losing SR, like I'm just gonna go play with other people. I'm like, okay, what the was that? I don't know what's going on. These guys haven't been talking to me the last 2-3 days. It's whatever. So I tweeted out like I need a World Series team because I didn't know what the was going on, right? So then they like didn't respond. Da 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 da. I'm sitting there asking like, yo, like are we playing? Like, what's going on? Like I have more texts with Larry. Also, I'm like, yo, are we playing? Da 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 da. Like I gotta know. Like I need to know if I got a team. Like I'm getting right now. And they're like, all I got was we're finding a new third. We're not playing with you. All I got, literally word for word, we're finding a new third. So they didn't keep me in the loop at all. 8 days, and I got maybe 5 responses. One of them being, we're finding a new third.
So like no like why, like how could like our team can be fixed? Like it was just flat out, that's it.
Hector has the text.
I haven't even looked at it. All right, let me read it.
And I guess I could ask too. So whenever you got that text, was that before or after that you heard that they were trying to find other thirds?
Oh, okay. So
because I feel like that was a big point of the
so they stopped playing ranked with me, and I was like, okay, like what the like whatever. Then they played with Isaac. Isaac's in here, and I was like, I don't know what the going on. So I tweeted out like joking, but like just in case, So like I didn't, because I actually had no idea what was going on. So I tweeted it out joking for the most part, but also not knowing if I have a team or not. And then I found out the next day when I woke up, because I woke up to play with Xenon. I'll name drop. I don't care. I woke up, played with Xenon. He's like, yeah, like they hit me up. And then he's like, yeah, they hit up Solidify too. And then they hit up Z Smith apparently later on. So they hit up 3 people, but at the same time, I texted Larry. I was like, yo, like you guys are being like mad weird. It's like not feeling good. Like you guys are upsetting me. Like, can you at least like talk to me and shit? And I like asked to get in like a call with them. And he's like, I'm not speaking to you until I speak to Husk. I'm like, okay, bro, like whatever, I guess. I mean, then like I found out that they were asking them to play, and I was like, what the like these guys are going behind my back. And then I was like, whatever, bro, like it.
Okay,
So I tweeted what I tweeted.
So there was no like confirmation, like we're not playing as a trio, but then you found out that like they were hitting up people that you knew, and they told you like, yo, they're trying to play the tournament without. Like, wait, what?
Hold up, let me leave my pub. I can focus. So
this guy was in a pub, bro. Grind don't stop, bro.
So the day that we played ranked, they threw a fit, whatever, and they like were texting each other. I could see Husk texting Larry on stream. I didn't know what was being said, but I texted him. I was like, yo, like you guys are being mad weird. Like, you guys are talking shit about me and I know it. He's like, bro, you're just paranoid. And then I go to bed, wake up, find out they're asking people to play. It's just like super paranoid, bro. Super paranoid. I was schizophrenic in the moment or something. I don't know.
But also, I feel like in a way, if your friends are telling you like, yo, they have like said to them like, are you trying to play this tournament? The biggest one we've had for the whole year, and they haven't confirmed with you that you guys aren't playing as a team, and you
I
could
got
potentially
no responses. I asked if we were playing maybe 7 times, and they're like, Larry's like, I gotta talk to Hus first.
And then you found out that they were talking to other people.
Yeah, was there the text message that you sent me? I'm not for the whole like, you can do whatever you want. But I'm not gonna read what they said, but I get the gist of it, right? If but I think you guys, based off what I see, is there anything missing in there? I guess is there like individual text messages? Because that's the group chat. Is there like individual text missing?
Oh, I text Larry like yesterday, like begging to stay on the team, literally begging, like saying I'll do whatever, like I'll work on, like I'm working on right now, like da like this, that, and this guy just didn't respond. Literally didn't respond.
So I would say this, like based off what I saw, it just so everybody in the chat can, because they're all like, it was both of them. I'm not gonna say specifics, but it's just like Gary was saying that that Scummin has no accountability. Scummin was saying that Gary has no accountability, and it was just a back and forth. He said, she said, and then it's up to you, Scummin, if you want to explain the rest. That's not my place to say anything. But that's
and then
go ahead, Joe.
And then also quick thing just to like make sure, like for sure. So for sure that they were trying to ask them to team for the tournament and not for ranked, like for positive. Like no, they were trying to ask them for the World Series of Warzone, not ranked play, not like pubs.
Word for word.
World Series Warzone.
How are you feeling with your World Series of Warzone team?
They messaged that to Smitty? They DM'd that to Smitty?
Yeah. So and Solidify and Z9. Yeah, for the tournament, 1,000,000%.
They messaged all 3 of them that?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're playing with Solidify. I'm pretty sure that's what I got dropped for. And when they said like when Larry said he's talking to Husk, they were talking to Activision trying to figure out if they could get a new teammate. That's what it was, bro. It wasn't them talking to Husk. It didn't take 4 days to talk to Huskers, bro. It was them trying to figure out if they could replace me because the was locked.
Okay. I see where it's one of those gray areas, because I know it's like, yo, like I get it. Like, how's your World Series of Warzone team? How are you feeling about your team?
Mine was dog.
Like I see, like he's asking about their team, but like it's a gray area because again, we're here to not be biased, right? Like, but I see what that means by when you ask somebody, hey, how do you feel about your World Series of Warzone team? You're kind of hoping that they say, oh, we're not the greatest.
Yeah, it's just fillers, right? You're putting out fillers.
Oh, dude, I mean,
like non-committal fillers.
That's 100% they're scouting, right? But like from Huskers and because right, the Huskers is the team captain, right? He's a team captain because he's represented by the Seattle Surge because he signed to Luminosity Gaming, who owns Seattle Surge. That's why he is the decision maker in this situation, right? And not Scummin, where both.
Well, what's funny to me is Larry would always be like, "Yo, do you want to find someone else for the tourney?" That's the funniest part. Is like Husk was always the one getting dropped. I don't know how it became me.
I don't think there's any way that Husk would ever get dropped. He's representing LG.
I'm not talking about this tourney. I'm talking about previously.
Oh, previous tourneys.
We were.
Okay.
Oh yeah, my God, bro.
But here's both sides of it, right? Scummy feels disrespected that they're scouting someone hypothetically.
Well, it's not even that. Like, okay, let me say this. I do not give a about getting dropped, okay? I do not care. That is not the problem here. It's that the tourney was supposed to be 3 days ago. I'm not out of a spot. They're not getting me the spot. They don't give a about me. If they did, they wouldn't have dropped me this late into the tourney. You know, like they don't give a about me. I'm now. Like I'm like literally. I'm at a stage 1, and everyone. If you are half decent at the game, you're qualifying for stage 1, and you're gonna go to the finals of stage 2. I mean, we're just being realistic. Like
I top 25, right? Is what you're saying?
Yeah. I probably won't really get a good team for the opens of stage 2. I really won't. Like I might get like, you know, someone like Xenon who couldn't, you know, play, but like if they find someone else or they're already committed to someone else, like I'm like dead ass.
I think that does open up a little bit only because, for example, if somebody's a captain spot, then basically there are captains that potentially wouldn't have earned their spot into the quals. We know that they do exist. It happens. And what ends up happening is if they do not make that top end of that first round of the stage final, then they're probably not going to get picked up to qual because they're not going to qual in the second round of kill races. So there's probably going to be duos there that are absolute demons, but maybe they only agreed to be on the team because it was a captain. So I think there will be spots, but it is still a situation.
And you're saying that you were like, you think that they weren't actually trying to talk it out. They were trying to see if they could find a third.
This decision was made a while ago, bro. Because if it was wanting to be talked about, they would have spoke to me, you know? They didn't speak to me for 8 days. And the only message I got was, we're going to find a new third. That sounds like they want to talk. And he's talking about he's going to call me like tonight or I'm not speaking to that guy. What world is he living in? Where am I going to speak to that guy? He just me out of money and an opportunity. Like, I have no reason to talk to that guy. I literally stayed with them at the start of the tournament because I thought we were friends. I thought we were boys. Like, it was a loyalty thing. I could have played with Rated. I could have played with another third with Rated. Like, I could have found a better team at the start of the tournament when it got announced.
So are you like, obviously you're pissed at the whole situation, but are you more upset at the fact that they just kind of, I don't know how long they ghosted you for. Like, did they ghost you for like a day or two after you were
it
like?
It was 8 days. Bro, look at what I sent you. You don't have to share the stream, just look at what I sent you.
Yeah. Let me see. Actually, I didn't even look at the dates. Hold on.
It started on the 13th. It's the 21st today.
Let me see. Hold on.
And you're saying that because of that, like, you like hate that they didn't just straight up tell you at that time, like, yo, we aren't playing, instead of like going behind your back and trying to find a new third, talk to Activision. Like, you didn't know that at the time that they were just trying to find somebody else. Like, you were like, I thought we were still playing.
Well, no world
I knew in the back of my mind that, I mean, just the way they were like going about it was super strange. So I knew in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, like, they're not gonna play with me.
I see. So the text, obviously I'm not going to say anything, right? But he had a message pretty much like saying like, hey, I'm down to fix things or whatever. That's what Scummin said.
I was putting in effort. Like, I was putting in effort.
Okay. So let me go ahead and I'm going to give my opinion on this, right? If that's okay with y'all. So Scummin on the 13th, like, pretty much said, hey, like, not I'm sorry, but like, listen, I'll fix anything I need to fix and let's move on from this, right? Like, in a nutshell is what he said. He didn't get word for till Friday, or he messaged them saying, hey, I hear you guys are trying to replace me. So the 13th of Friday is 8 days, right? And so, yeah, so here, I will say this, and as a mediator and looking at both sides, that's, again, Gary and Huskers are homies. Like, that, I don't think that's the right way to go about it. I think if you start to feel that way, you talk about it immediately. But here's the thing where I'm gonna also tell you, Scummin, be like, Scummin, you feel as a human being, not even as a teammate, you've been the best possible friend / communicator / like just friend, this human being to them. Because although it's wrong, I can see how like 2-3 years of just like constant belittling or whatever it may be, right? I don't know.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that.
Okay.
We would mess with each other. Like, bro, he got upset with me the other day because we were sitting there. Like, he would call me dumb. I'd be like, bro, like, I call you Larry. Like, that's how dumb you are. Like, it was like that banner. And then he'd get upset about it. And then like I'd call like Huskers like bold, like they do. They think that's funny. Then calling each other bold, and then I do it, and it's a problem. Like, I don't understand. It was just literally a jerk fest between those two, and I was always in the wrong. I was just the punching bag of that group.
All right. I again, there's always going to be multiple sides to the story, but again, I'm here to try to kind of bring both to light. And again, I think you guys both could have done things a little better. It does suck that you were kind of left on red for a while.
I would almost guarantee what happened while he was on red, because let's look at it from Huskers and Unrational's perspective, right? They're probably having an internal conversation at that point of like, you know what, hey, I'm done with this, right? of let's see if we can find someone else. Then they got to ask Activision. Maybe Activision said no, but then he went to Luminosity and he's like, I'm not playing in this tournament, right? There may have been some stuff happening where they needed a hard yes or no of can I replace Scummin or can I not? And at no point do that until they have that hard answer. Do they want to tell Scummin no? Because if they say, hey, Scummin, we're working to try to replace you. Hang on. And we're working to try to replace you. And then they find out 5 days later that they got the hard no from Activision. Kim torched forever, right? And so they're probably waiting until they get the hard yes or no to tell you, and that's why you're getting ghosted. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I think that's a leadership issue, probably more on like Husker's side, because Gary's a little bit more passive, and Husker's also like the team captain with LG. He should have been the one to be like really man up about stuff, but like I would almost guarantee that's what happened in that dead zone.
But I feel like for the dead zone too, if they were gonna do that, then if they were gonna break up as a third and leave him on red, then they should have just taken the L and then just played stage 2 quals. And I feel like it would be wrong to then leave out Scummin to dry. Instead, if they were waiting for that period, they should have said that and said, hey, we're not playing as a team. Straight up, we're done.
But then if they get top 25, they have to play together in stage 2.
No, they could have. I mean, that's like the thing. Like they could have been like, yo, like we're just gonna play this and then we're gonna find someone else. But now, like I'm not gonna be in the 150K. Like, I mean, I guess it is what it is. I mean,
so if they come back and they tell you guys, like if they just blatantly say, hey, there's still a roster lock, even though everything got moved, you can't switch teams, you're stuck with this team, what happens then? Like,
well, one, it's Huskers. That guy's getting his way regardless. Two, I mean, I'd give him my all. Like, I mean, I really would. Like, I was gonna go into that tourney and give him my all and try my best, but like, fuck, bro. I mean, I don't know.
So like, you're still saying that now you would be down to still team up with them if you guys can get these things fixed.
I just want to play for money. Fixing things. I just want to play for money.
I just Scummin, just so you know though, like I know I get it. You're all business, right? But at the same time, it's like in order for you guys to, I mean, I'm a firm believer in this. In order for you to perform well in a competitive kill race is different, but like when it comes to customs, you have to be on good terms with your teammates and be communicating.
Wait, why are you like saying that to me? Like I'm not one of the best custom players. Like
no,
I know how to win.
Of course, but customs are not a single individual doing one thing. You have to play as a team. Like
it wasn't the Rebirth tourney. Holy.
Well, Rebirth is about kills. This is different. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's not just a one man show. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like whether you guys that's besides the point. But like in my opinion, you should want to try.
You saw the text. I was trying. There was no effort on the other side. There was literally no effort. I can show you the text with Larry too of me begging to play. There was no effort.
Because like I empathize with you because like obviously like you're a hungry dude, but like in a lot of ways you're also not super approachable. And Huskers and Scummin or Huskers and Unrational aren't the type of guys to like go head on with you and be like, really take it to head, right? And so they're probably just a little bit more like, God, this Scummin guy is on my ass all the time, and they.
I mean, some people need that to win, though. I'm not. Listen, if we're playing for money, I literally, I can't sit there and hold their hand, bro. I'm not gonna be like, oh, that was a good try. Like, dude, we're playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, I gotta be like, bro, like, come on, like, what the f were you doing? So people realize, like, bro, I'm like the same way. If I do something wrong, I want to be like, bro, you're a idiot. Like, why'd you do that? Like, because then I learned that way. People learn different ways. Maybe my approach isn't right, but I don't do it to be a dick. I do it to want to win.
I can see that, but I do feel like there's a fine line of being like, yo, like that was a bad play, but like all good though, like the next play, next map. But then being like, I mean, again, I don't know because I haven't. But Gary was saying that like you were saying that like you suck, Gary, like you suck mid tournament. Like I feel like that's a bad way to be like.
I didn't say that. But
like,
whenever
like, you're terrible.
No, I never said that. But when I'm playing with someone and I look at their chat and their chat's just beating me up and they do nothing about it, and then they're telling me I'm wrong, but like I didn't really do anything wrong. Like it's just like, bro, like goddamn, like what can I do? I mean, bro, there's been multiple times when I'm like, yo, like we need to do this like right this second or we're gonna lose, and they just completely ignore me. Like, bro, one time I'll never forget this. We flew into Hydro, bro, and we flew into goddamn Biffle fucking having an argument with someone else, and we just died when I was screaming we need to rotate. Like, bro, like
I think that was that in ranked.
no, it was in a tournament. I gotta take a breather, bro. That's just about to get me hot again, dude.
One thing I will say though is from the outside looking in, I think these things are super nuanced and it's hard to give perspective when you're not part of those teams. I've seen this happen where other teams are like, they get criticized for somebody having their IGL be too vocal or whatever. They have disagreements among the team. Even like I've seen it recently where top Apex teams will be like, oh, that dude's an asshole, but they win all the time.
Yeah, but
and the teammates don't feel like it's an issue, but everyone is in on this mantra of this is how we're going to communicate, and they're perfectly fine with it. So even if you say you're garbage, you up, they know that you don't really mean you're garbage and you up.
I mean,
they just know the urgency's there, you know, but it's nuanced.
I mean, the Warzone scene is just soft, bro. Why do you think the CDL teams play scrims off stream? Like, because they can't talk freely. Like, sometimes people gotta learn in a harsh way. Because, like, if you're not being serious to me, and I think you're not being 100%, I'm not gonna take you serious. I need to be screamed at to told I'm doing something wrong, and I'll learn from that. Like the CDLs don't stream their scrims to get better, so they can just talk to each other freely. I mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you on that. I think you're right, but again, okay. So obviously we know that Huskers and Gary don't work that way, right? Like they. So do you?
I didn't even do it to them. That's the best part. I didn't even do it to them.
So you didn't like yell at them? Like
no, not really. No, I don't think I ever really yelled at them. But I mean, I did one time when my teammate for $100,000 died to gas in a 2v2. I couldn't take that serious. I mean, bro, like, good vibes. Good vibes, bro. But when we're top of the line talent and people like look up to us as players, how the are you dying to gas, bro? Like how? Like seriously, how? You were the 0.01% of the game in $100,000 tourney dying to gas.
Is this people are saying Mutex? Is this Mutex or is this?
No, that's not. No, he did it too, bro. He did it too. Jesus, bro, it's a trend.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I guess like now looking forward, do you think that you can like find somebody that kind of fits that playstyle? Because you're right, like everybody's different. I'm not here to say one way of thinking is the way to think. I'm just as a reminder that some people aren't like that, right? And in the same token, some people don't like to be yelled at. Some people, like you said, like yourself, want to be yelled at if they're doing something wrong. Is there anybody in the scene, in the Warzone scene, that you think has thick enough skin and are good enough to compete with? Or is it kind of just like you're kind of going to be forced to suppress? I think rated, everybody's saying rated in here.
Bro, I literally need like just someone to get over just like me. But the Warzone scene isn't weird like that. That's like the thing. Like, one, no one's gonna drop anyone for me because they're not freaks. They're literally not freaks. What they did was freak. And no one can say they didn't do freak. This is like the weirdest that's happened, and no one can deny that.
I mean, but like, you're also not entitled to that spot. Like with him as the captain, and now this is all personal. And I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate. But if they genuinely feel like they cannot be productive with you as their teammate, and they want to,
I wasn't the problem. Right. I really wasn't the problem. If we're going from a talent standpoint, they're the problem. Like both of them, completely. Like all ego in this. They are awful. I don't know how I ever won a goddamn thing with them, to be honest.
You're just proving their points.
Dude, that's fine. That's fine.
You deeply resist
they don't get killies. They don't get fucking time. Bro, they don't do.
It's supposed to be a teammate.
Bro,
doesn't matter.
I'm not a teammate anymore. I got dropped. What the fuck am I a teammate for? I didn't say any of this before I got dropped. I mean, who's unrational without me, bro? Deadass. Like, seriously, what does that guy won without me? I'm being so serious. Like, actually answer that.
Resentment comes through in the comms. I see this when you guys play together. No, like, I would hate to play with that energy, bro.
Isaac, I'm not on the team, bro. There's no teammate. Like,
yeah, but he's speaking in the past tense.
Because when you say all this stuff,
I didn't say this in the past. This is the present.
It's hey, you're a idiot, Larry.
No, this is free agent scumming, bro.
Bro, we've seen the clips in all the previous tourneys. This isn't the first time Gary's brought up about getting torched. Like,
of him, I mean, he probably did some stupid shit.
he probably
You
does,
know?
and he probably deserves some hell. But like, damn, bro, that's why you got dropped.
Brother, I didn't even do anything this time. You want to know? I still haven't got a reason on why I got dropped.
I mean, I think he said it when he was on here.
What did he say?
You know, yeah, I mean,
He started. Well, the one thing I did hear that didn't even make sense.
Summary was just vibes. He doesn't like the way you
It's
talk
just,
to them. Like that. That's
no,
the bottom line.
Hector, I didn't even get a word in with them, bro. They would ignore me the whole time. That shit was crazy. Yo, we should row. Yeah, row into goddamn Biffle and Hydro when he's in a fight. Let's get kick flipped. Every fight they go into, they're getting kick flipped like a skateboard, like a Tony Hawk. It's crazy. We get a bounty on Sage. They're running, dude. They want to run on the goddamn outskirts of the map. They want to swim in the water. Like
You're challenging
we don't
that?
fight. Shifty? I'm challenging anything, bro. I do not care.
Oh man,
Bro,
again, I see.
I have fake confidence, bro. I'm challenging anything. Why do you think I won the rebirth tourney, bro? I had fake confidence. It helps. Just confidence takes you a whole different place in this game. The game is horrible, bro. You can die to anyone, but if you have confidence, you're not losing.
I mean, that makes
and
a
there's
huge
times-
difference whether or not you're confident going into a gunfight. It's like what Hector mentioned earlier, but like I said, and I'm literally just playing devil's advocate for them here because like I like you,
No.
Scummy, and I respect you as a
No,
player.
Isaac, there's
But
no
if they
doubt.
feel
There's
like they have lost all confidence playing with you.
I didn't
How
even
can they
do
play with
anything.
that fake
This is
confidence?
this is based off ranked play, by the way. When we're Diamond 2 sitting top Shreem, when I'm saying we need to work on our team fights so we can at least get close to Shifty, get him a little weak or something. Not go swim in the water like we're dolphins, dude. Like we're jumping out the water doing that for fun. Like this is crazy. Like
I think. Look,
I mean, I agree with that, honestly. Like, especially if you're playing to get better. But this isn't the first time we've had like beef with Gary about bad Kim.
There's no
toxicity as a
beef,
teammate. It's
bro.
not the
at the end of the day,
Bro,
it's
I've
coming.
been
At the end of the
talking at
day,
the trio about this for like 2 years.
it's coming.
This isn't the first time. It's
Everybody
come up.
knows you guys argue like married couples. Like that's not a. That's
because
not.
listen, because you like they are always right. They are always right. No matter what I do, I'm in the wrong. I could go pop a 2-piece, get knocked by one, and I'm in the wrong. I shouldn't have pushed that. But like, where are they for the trade type? You know what I mean?
I feel like also it's sometimes like if your teammates, even if it's a bad play, but if everybody's on the same page for the bad play, it can sometimes work. And I feel like it's just a comms issue potentially too, of like if no one is like if you're the one that's like we should be going here, like nobody's listening, or if somebody's not calling the shots, and even if somebody's calling the shots and they're a bad play, but everybody's on the same page, that bad play can work because you guys are all on the same page. But if everybody's just kind of like trying to do their own thing, then like.
Why would you do the bad play? Would you could just listen to your teammate and not be arrogant and do a good play? They'd rather do a bad play and not listen to me than do a good play and listen to me. I literally have proof of it. I literally have proof of it.
Again, I think that all comes down to respect. And at the end of the day, if you have
they would
IGL,
call me dumb and but I'm not gonna sit here and cry, bro, because I'm not a pussy. I don't give a dude.
Like,
I'm not gonna,
whether you
bro,
don't respect them, Scumming, or they don't respect you, that's the
I have
issue,
no
right?
respect for them now. I have no respect for them now. They me over. Why would I respect that?
Okay,
Like, seriously.
back then, like, did you respect them? Let's say a week ago.
I would
or 2
listen
weeks
to them
ago.
as much as I could.
So who is the IGL with you three? Is there one, or is it just?
It's Larry, but if I call something, he doesn't listen. He wouldn't listen. Like that's like the problem. He was always right. But also at the same time, I don't know how I'm getting hate for getting out of an opportunity. Can we go back to that? How am I getting beat up for getting over out of an opportunity?
I don't think that's what, like, I'll be honest, I don't think that's what people are.
Oh no, I was getting
upset
hate for
at you
that.
for. People are.
What are they?
People stand. I've not said a single person in chat or in Twitter that says like, oh, like Scummin deserved to not have a spot, because I agree that was that like you didn't deserve that. Right? We're kind of talking at the bigger issue here, right? Like, so I think one thing that you just need to understand, and just in general, and same thing with them, they understand if at the end of the day, Huskers has the captain spot. If he feels like you guys are not working together, and he doesn't like the way you treat them, whatever, whether you think that you didn't hurt them that bad or
No,
you didn't.
it's just a guilt trip. It's just for the audience. It's for the people, bro. I could go in here and I could come on here and start crying, bro. People are gonna eat that up. It's just what people want to hear. I'm not here to spew, bro. I'm really not. I'm not. Larry brought up my viewership and how I have a bigger audience. What does that have to do with anything? What the does that have to do with anything? Huskers literally quoted my tweet and got me beat up, and it has 3,000 likes. Like, what? Like, he brought up my viewership, but I'm getting beat up. I'm getting arrested by everyone on Huskers' side.
I think that's part of the problem too, is obviously with the content creation side, the people that already choose sides regardless. Like, you could 100% be in the complete wrong, and then obviously you'll have people on your side that will still support you, and they could 100% be in the wrong with no blame to anyone else, and they would still have people that support them, and it kind of skews that type of stuff, and that's just organic. That's why there's certain channels that have existed for a while. They have their blind following, and that's okay. I mean, that's part of content creation, but it's kind of like up because you can't really see what's going on. You kind of, the situation is up regardless because of the timing. If they drop you like a month ago, then you know what it is. You still have a little bit of time. Maybe you qual because you're capable of qualling. I think somebody else already mentioned that you would qual with. You would find 2 people you can qual with. That's not an issue.
Yeah. Can I say something to someone in your chat, Hector?
Sure.
I
would try.
Why are you speaking? You are the worst Warzone player in the fucking world, bro. Please stop typing, bro. I don't even know how you're on FaZe anymore.
Oh my God! All right. Well, I didn't know.
It's horrible.
I didn't know you were gonna say all that, bro.
please.
Yeah. No. Let's refrain from. I wanted to try to keep this as civil as possible.
Oh my bad. Shit. Goodbye. Okay. I meant
Jesus
that, though.
fucking A, bro.
I feel like also no one is against you in saying that it was wrong the way that they dropped you and the timing was terrible. If this was already supposed to, if they were thinking about this or planning this should have been before roster lock, before teams locked, for qualifier 1, so you could have time to find a brand new team. Nobody is saying that the hate that you're getting is not because that. Everybody knows the way that it was gone about either way. I feel like was wrong in dropping you right now because it screws over a lot of people. You, a potential third that does get dropped for like another team and all that. That I think just the way this situation has gone about is just blown out of proportion a little bit, you know.
And
like throwing shots.
Looking at the post, I think some people are leaning on just because the recent drama that happened with the multiplayer ranked stuff.
I mean,
that
that has
happened
nothing to do with any
specifically
of this stuff.
No. But I know it has nothing to do with it. But looking through the messages, people will hold on to that probably for the next 6 months to a year. They'll be like, "Oh, isn't that the guy that did this thing?" And it's like, no, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, people automatically will make you the villain regardless of the scenario because of instances that happened so recently related to that stuff that they've already imprinted this in their mind. Just like Joe Woe said to everyone, he said, saved COD, and then now he became that for the next 6 months to a year, or whatever the hell, whoever else gets labeled this forever, just because people don't forget, and the haters, like they are passionate about hating.
Yeah. 100%. There'll always be like a couple people that like don't like you, but like they don't know why they don't like you until like something small happens. Then like they could just jump on that and be like, "Yo, I hate him because of this." But like they've been wanting to hate for a while, but they didn't have like an actual reason, and then be like, "Oh, well now we can add on this," and then I'm like, people love to hate. You can test facts.
I mean, bro, I don't care who hates me. Like, I really don't. Like, love me, hate me. Like, cool if you love me. If you hate me, whatever, bro. I don't care. Like, I'm not even really a streamer, bro. Like, I'm a competitive Warzone player, but I stream because we have to. Like, and it just became something. Bless up. Thank you all. But like, I don't care if you hate me. I got over. They should be getting the hate. I mean, don't send hate to them because of me. But like, if anyone should be getting hate, it's the people who just over a 20-year-old and did some backstab. Like, I mean, they can play victim as much as they want.
As a captain, to make the best team, and if you have
dropping me was not a good decision.
I would
I
drop you too.
wasn't. But that's going to be the narrative because that's what they want you to think so they don't get hate for it, you know? That's just all it is.
I mean, I've played with you and stuff before, bro, and you can be a really teammate. Like,
Good
I think
vibes.
Huskers handled it terribly. He should have been a grown-ass man and went to you point to point and figured it out and honestly played stage 1. But, like, bro, you're not a victim here, 100%. I think a lot of people
You
are
don't
wrong.
think I'm a victim? I just got scammed at 150,000, maybe
You're not
even
entitled
1.2
to
mil.
it.
How am I not entitled to it? I was locked in. Isaac, the rosters are locked. They went to do some weird shit behind my back to get me off the team.
I
Now I
agree.
can't find a team. So what do you mean I'm not entitled? You're not entitled to anything. I'm not entitled to anything. But when rosters are locked, bro.
I mean,
I was
evidently
locked
they're
in,
not. We
and
thought we were going to play stage 1 on the 18th, and they changed up, you know? Like, I feel for you, but I also feel for them. Like, it's not the. It's
Yeah,
not a
because you're
fucking black and white
friends with
thing.
them. You're friends with them. If you were friends with me,
you. Dude,
I mean,
I've
low-key-
always
low-key-
been the
low-key to be-
grown-ass man in the scene that just has a objective take on things. And if they're going into this tournament and they truly feel that you don't think they're a good teammate, they're going to drop you.
I'm gonna be the play
Yeah, I
both
can't
sides.
speak to him.
Hold on. I'm gonna be on both sides. I agree with some of the things Alex said, but also on Scumman's side, I think with rosters locked, this should have been done before this. With a locked roster, I don't think this should have been handled the way it was handled because this was literally like the captain already locked his roster, locked it in, sent to Activision. This is my team. And then are trying to backstab now. I don't think that's right. It's Scumman or not, friends with Huskers or not. If that was me and my team, I would be pissed off. Be like, yo, this should have happened before this. Rosters were already locked. I should not be getting dropped right now.
I think the issue is that they allowed him to drop it because there's no way he made this decision without clearing it with LG and Activision.
maybe they should have spoke to me instead of LG and Activision, or maybe talk to us at the both same time. You know,
I agree.
Or maybe gotten a call with me or something. I mean, I was left on red for 8 days.
I don't think we feel for you and we agree with you on that, right? We agree that it was wrong, that they should have had better communication with you, not left you on red for 8 days.
Okay,
Should
I'm
have dropped you
confused.
earlier if that's the case, right?
I'm confused on why he can't like get in here and speak.
That's
You know?
that's up to him. That's not our place to.
Well, ask him.
That's you can ask him if you want. Again,
I'm not
this
talking to that guy in DMs, bro.
It sounded like he wanted he wanted to talk about that off camera.
I
Basically.
mean, because he's in the wrong. He's literally in the wrong, bro. And if I'm here, I mean, dude, the guy was choking up on his words. He's like, yeah, we, like, no, not, yeah. You me over, bro. You me over hard. That's the end of it.
So do you think if Activision people are here, right, watching this, do you think that there's, because we still don't even have a date for stage 1 semifinals, do you think they're going to change the roster lock? Or my opinion, I do not think. I think that there's no roster lock anymore. That's obviously we have to get confirmation on that. But apart from the teams that qualified,
there can't be roster lock. I mean, they can't bend rules for one person, right? Surely not.
And you said it's Huskers. They would bid rules for him.
I mean, yeah, but the rules for him should apply to everyone now. He's not that special.
Especially since we don't have a date, I think there's time. I don't think Rostermania would be the worst thing in the world, but how do you determine who's the captain of the qualifying team that allows who gets to pick and choose and drop and not? Because they're not going to redo qualifiers.
I mean,
well, everybody does have a captain. Like there is a captain. Somebody got emailed
really
within each team. Like there is a captain. If we're not talking about qualifiers, I'm talking about.
I think when they,
like
captains for World Series Awards.
he's
Like,
talking about the
yeah,
regular
yeah.
captains that got invited. Yeah.
So I'm assuming Huskers is a captain. So again, and that's why, and I'm not taking him on Scumman's side. I'm not taking him on. I'm just saying, if as a captain, I was a captain, so I locked in my team. I sent their information. They signed up. Scumman, I'm assuming that you signed up for that team, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I just don't think that's right, and I'm not sticking up for Scumman, but I'm saying with locked in roster lock, seeing this is the time that rosters are locked in. Even if you guys are having drama, knowing that with a locked-in roster, that's your team. I just don't think that's right to drop somebody after rosters are locked.
I think that's a good take.
Because as captains, you again, if it was before that, it's fine. But according to Scummin, it wasn't before that. So I'm saying that I sent as a captain, and Huskers did too, because Scummin signed up and so did Gary. You send your teammate's name. That's your team. You know that's your team. Everybody fills out forms, and that should have been done before those forms were filled out. If they wanted to drop in before that, drop in before that. But when you sign up as a team, I think with rosters locked, I don't care who it is, friends or not.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't think anybody's arguing that. I think we all agree this should have been done a long time ago. And again, it's coming. We sympathize as far as that goes for you.
And I'm not even sure where we would be able to even read those rules, because they're going to be very specific. Obviously, for the quals, they would have different criteria than the full teams. So either they would just wipe the team entirely, they'd be DQ'd, and then they just wouldn't be a team. And maybe whoever's 51st on the qual team, that would take their spot. Maybe they would allow them to do a trade. I mean, there's a couple different scenarios. I don't know what it looks like on the back end, but realistically, that's maybe what they'll do. They'll just be like, you know what, this team, we'll just wipe that spot. I don't know how that works on the LG side and the team side, because then that's kind of weird too. Or maybe they elect a new captain. I don't know how that'll work, but it is going to be crazy.
I just think, honestly, they're going to undo the roster lock. There's no roster locks. If you qualified with your team, then your team is locked. I don't think they're going to change that. But if you are an invited team, invitation-only team, I don't think they lock your rosters. That's just what I would assume. And I don't know.
I mean, to me personally, I don't think there should be the bending of any rules for anybody, to be honest. It should be, if you qualified as a team, whether you have one viewer or whoever it is, Huskers doesn't, not saying Huskers, but whoever it is, they could have 100,000. I think the same rules should apply to them as somebody else. It shouldn't be like, yo, there's somebody that I could actually pick up that somebody else couldn't because their roster is locked because they only qualified, but because I'm a captain, I get to bend the rules. I don't think that would be right at all. In my opinion.
I think at the end of the day, that's not up to us. That's up to them, right? The World Series of Warzone for them to decide. And I mean, but we'll see, man. But the whole point, again, of this coming was to pretty much just give you the platform to say what you wanted to say. Same thing with Gary. And at the end of the day, it's not whether me, Isaac, Joe, or J God's decision to say you're in the wrong, Gary's in the wrong. It's just, it is what it is. Let chat decide. Let anybody else decide. At the end of the day, you're gonna think what you want. Everybody else is gonna think what they want. But yeah, man. I mean, I think this.
I just hope you get a chance to find a team.
Yeah.
Because like,
I mean, I'm fucked, bro. I'm actually fucked. Okay, let me
right now.
No, listen.
I genuinely hope you get a chance to go crazy and stage one.
Well, listen. So the 25 qualifying teams that go to the stage 2 finals are going to be good teams. There's going to be 25 good teams, or like, say like 12 good teams that qual from the invited teams. They're not going to drop anyone if they get to the stage 2 finals. 1, because that's not right. 2, because that team's probably good. So I'm going to have to get leftovers that didn't qual, because I'm just gonna have to play with people that just aren't as good as me, and like, just because all this, when I could have went into the tourney with good people.
So okay, so you're saying, do you think that they would allow, let's just say, for what I'm just throwing out names, Diaz, Sage, and Clamp, right? If they go and compete and they qualify for stage 2 finals, right? And do you think they're gonna allow a roster lock? Or they're going to keep a roster lock for that? Or do you think they're going to just lift the roster lock, and if they want to drop Diaz for you, they can do that? Or is that like, I personally don't think they're going to do that. I don't think.
No, they won't do that, because, I mean, bro, like I said, the Warzone scene is soft. This isn't even a thing you do. Like, this is one. The tourney was supposed to be 3 days ago, bro. This is one. And the tourney's already supposed to have happened. So, like, you know?
I don't know. I feel like if a team really thinks that they're third, like, you could be like the piece that their third isn't, I feel like teams could potentially drop somebody for you. But I don't know. If they think that you are that piece that they need, I feel like some teams could do it, especially because it's the biggest tournament of the year.
Right? Hypothetically, that's what you wanted, is to play stage 1 with Gary and Husk, and then to drop you after. And I don't care how bad a tourney you and Gary would have, you guys are at least going to get top 25. Like, even if you guys have the worst.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's like, so we were guaranteed to, not guaranteed, someone's going to get all upset about that. We were more than likely going to make money in that tourney.
I
and
will
then
say that the
qual
stage
for
one
more
was
money.
probably the easiest out of the all the tourneys.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's not disrespectful. It just is what it is
No,
from how it
it's
builds out.
Yeah.
And then we would have been in stage 2 finals. We do decent in that. We go to the finals. Like, that's what's so about this, because our team was good enough to do that. Well,
But under the assumption that they wanted to drop you, you would have preferred to play out stage 1.
so I at
and
least
then
had
you
time to
play in
find that
stage 2
team.
qualifiers when stage 2 qualifiers is open, because obviously you're going to run through qualifiers.
Well, now because I'm 99% sure I probably won't get in the first 150K. Which is
Oh man. Okay. Well, it's a lot. There's a lot of what ifs going on that we don't know what the answer is right now, right? But I mean, Scummin, I appreciate you hopping on. Is there anything last minute to obviously try to, be as? Is there anything you want to say before last minute things you say? I'm scared now. You're gonna call somebody else out of chat. But is there anything else, man, you want to say? Again, appreciate you coming out and giving your side to everything. Anything you want to say before we end this part of the podcast?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know why I'm getting hate. Like, I'm still praying on that downfall. I hope they do horrible. What they did to me was, and you guys can't fault me for that.
Alrighty, man. All right, Scummin, I appreciate you coming in, bro. Let's see how this all unfolds, man. Thank you again for coming out, man. Appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you.
Later, Pops. Later, man.
Later.
Oh man,
That man is wild, bro.
oh man, that was I'm not gonna lie, that boy, I ain't gonna cap. That was a little interesting. That was that was that was a little unexpected, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I knew he was gonna come in hot, but I didn't think this man was be calling out people in chat saying your ass and shit, bro.
I thought he was pretty composed. I think he could have gone wild. Like, I feel bad for him after like thinking about it, and like I know, like, I don't think he's a victim in terms of like getting dropped. Like, I would have dropped him if I was getting treated in
It's
some
more
ways.
the
that I've seen him
timing,
trade.
if anything.
But he got, in fairness, he got, especially if they didn't like coordinate a solution with Activision to be like, hey, this team got DQ'd, you have a spot, now you're captain or something, right? But like, I have a hell of a lot more empathy for him after hearing like some of Joe's takes and his takes, and I'm like,
Yeah,
they dropped him.
I mean,
obviously,
obviously,
really that bad, but he is out of stage 1. Like,
yeah. And obviously, like, the way he goes about things is obviously bad as a teammate. I feel the same way. Like, for me personally, again, like, it's like he was saying, like, no, like, it's about the money. Like, it is about the money, but also, like, if you're mid map, I don't care who you are, you could be LeBron James. If somebody's like, yo, you suck, like, you're terrible at the game mid tournament, you're checked. Like, you're not gonna play well.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's played well with the team. It's like, yo, you're terrible at the game. They'll be like, what? Like, that doesn't motivate. I don't know anybody, but on the other side of
comes back down to chemistry. Some people are like that. I mean, there's different statistics that show that, where they've done it, where they take the person, they take them to the free throw line, they bring in a coach that babies them in a way, for lack of better phrasing, and the person hits 9 for 10. Then they get chewed out, and then they go 6 for 10. And then there's kids that are the opposite. When they're getting babied, they go 6 for 10, and when they get chewed out, they're going 10 for 10. So everyone's different. And the like motivations, but that going into it, like that should have been decided months ago.
No,
wait. Breaking news. Hold on, boys. I got breaking news real quick. You want me to say this real quick? All right. Yeah. So this answers a lot of questions. So one of my mods, he works with a lot of like the CDLs or Warzone and like tournaments, right? So this is what it says. I don't know where he's grabbing this from, but this is he quoted it.
It's trustworthy.
Yeah. I trust him not to lie to me, right? Like this, Roster lock squads may alter their roster of participants until the end of stage 1 open phase. Following the conclusion of the stage 1 open phase, squads will not be able to alter their rosters for the remainder of stage 1 without advance written approval from administration. So any other team, meaning any other team can let their admins know and drop and pick up players to be included, to be in the team, including qualified teams. So Scummin is
So
not
technically, anyone could swap with anybody.
yeah. So Scummin is out of a spot. From what I'm
Like
saying,
even a qual team could get booted. They could be like, "Hey, let's boot." You know what?
It sounded
You know-
like the other way though. That you couldn't change
but what
roster.
happens is they get leeway because they could just get approved.
But it said, wait, read the part about the written approval before. So if they got written approval before the end of stage 1 quals, it sounds like they could. But if they didn't,
Here,
then
it
it sounds like they
says-
can't.
it
But I could
says-
be wrong,
Into
though.
the chat.
yeah, I'll reread it. Following the conclusion. Oh shit, what happened?
My bad.
Oh no,
He
you're
got
good.
moved.
Okay, so it says following the conclusion. Where the f- is it? Hold on. Following the conclusion of Stage 1 open phase, squads will not be able to alter their rosters for the remainder of Stage 1 without advance written approval from
Advanced.
administration. So technically,
It sounds like advanced written approval before the conclusion
Before
of the
it does
opener.
sound like before, but
So it
because of
sounds
the
like-
date change, it might be
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the open qualifier already over?
Yeah,
Yeah. So like that's why it sounds strange to me, and I could be wrong. I don't want to.
I could read it both ways. That's
But
what's
it's
the
saying
problem
like
with it.
advanced written approval before sounds like advanced is like before the end of that you should have said something, and not like after. That's what it
oh,
sounded
you're
like to me, but I
right.
don't know.
Stage, you're right. Stage 1 open. Technically, we're out of
over.
the open phase.
I don't know. I feel like there still should be leeway. I don't know exactly how to read out because they changed the dates. If like let's say I was a competitor, I qualled, but now like I have to work or I have to find a babysitter. You know what I mean? Like real life.
Yeah.
Then those people have to reschedule it. Like, but they didn't know what the date was until we don't even know what the date is.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
people have summer
that's
trips
true.
planned. Like teams are going to be in shambles whenever they launch the official date. I know some people aren't going to be able to make it.
But yeah, true. But with the text of that, it's saying the opener though. The open phase is already over, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So,
So like I feel like that all of the things that we're saying is already that's out of the picture because that's like new stuff.
Yeah, that's already beyond that. Yeah.
So like I feel like that sounds to me like that roster's already locked unless again advanced written approval, which would mean before the end of the open phase.
yeah. So
Yeah,
does
I
that
agree
mean
with what Joe's saying, but I think them changing the tournament maybe gives them leeway, and plus it could be just admin approval, like they give themselves leeway.
there's a lot of what ifs right now? I'm gonna be honest with how everything's going on. Like there's a lot of what ifs. So I again, these rules were when the servers were great, everything was great, and they were planning to do the tournament 2-3 days ago or 4 days ago.
Yeah, it would already been over.
now we
I
have
was
no
supposed to be in
idea.
Texas. What the fuck?
Yeah, you're supposed to be at my house right now, bro. So I don't know what that means now. I guess which would kind of lead us on to the next segment. Are you guys good, bro? Because that went on for 2 hours.
I'm showing. I just feel like too, real quick about the other thing that we just talked about.
Hey,
I
go
feel
ahead.
like with like Jay God's point about like some people like to take like being like, yo, bad play. I feel like Gummins or like a sporting bad play of being like, yo, dumb play, regain, bounce back, like stop being stupid, let's go. Compared to being like that to being like, yo, you're terrible at the game, you suck, we lost because of that. Like, I feel like that's
They
a
are
little bit
different,
over,
but they are both effective to the right person. Just depends on who that person is. And clearly in this case, Huskers and Irrational waited way too long to identify that they are not those individuals.
Yeah.
You know, we're
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why they're surprised because this has been studied for a few years. But like,
yeah, nah. I
like,
mean,
I could never play an attorney with like Mutex or Rated or Scummin because like I love directed feedback, but their feedback is like CDL feedback. But they got the gunny. They've been doing it for decades.
Yeah.
Like they all three
but
of them
that
would
works
shit on
in
me,
some
but, like,
scenarios.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
works in some scenarios. It just does.
Yeah, I think, like I said, like it just depends on the person. Everybody has their own play style, or how they want their teammates to play, how they want their nobody's taking that away. Again, nobody's saying, like, people are saying, oh, like particularly to Isaac, and I'm gonna defend my boy here, like, oh, why is Isaac riding the fence? It's not. You can agree that what they did was up to Scummin, while also saying that Scummin didn't have the greatest attitude towards his teammates. You can say that, like, just because, like, I agree that they kind of, like he's kind of
This is Twitch chat. No objective,
Yeah, you're
mature adult thing. Hey, dick riding your favorite streamer only. No being an adult here.
But
both
like,
are
I feel
definitely
like
true.
on the side of it too of I feel like if that worked, if him being a toxic teammate worked like it does for some people, they would be just winning and frying. If like him being like, you're the worst player in the world, you're terrible, if that helped them play better, then like we wouldn't see clips of them like just like arguing back and forth, and it would be champs tweet, and like them frying. It'd be like, yo, they're toxic, but it's crazy because they literally, it's like Hal and Apex.
yeah, look
bro.
at Hal. Look at Hal.
Apex, like all the Twitch guys, like, yeah, like I would never play with Hal, but Hal's holding up Millies, like, what's good then? Like,
Yeah.
go play with, like, and like,
Well, I think that goes back to the tournament thing that I mentioned earlier when Irrational was on, where it was basically like, if you're not going in, like, there's not tournaments to win, so that you're not winning them, you know? So it ends up being like, if they were playing them and they were winning, then we would be doing exactly what Joe just said, where like, well, who gives a they're winning, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So I mean,
Exactly.
again, at the end of the day, what I think doesn't matter. Joe, Isaac, J God, anybody in chat, it doesn't matter. It's those three individuals, how they feel on that team, whatever they think. If you know, Huskers and Gary think that Scummin is a bad teammate, that's how they feel. Like at the end of the day, right? Is it right, wrong? I don't know. That's for them to decide. Again, we're here to just hear both of them out, and then you guys make the assumptions. We never want anybody to be like, to have another Joe situation happen where Joe says, you know, I think this game's gonna be good, but because Activision told us something else, and then everybody fucking runs with it. So that's what the whole point of that conversation is. I'm really curious to see what happens now. I mean, just know the next custom tournament, the next ranked game, if both of them are in the same game, hold on.
they're getting that bounty.
the one stir drama question I wanted to ask Scummin, but was if they lose, is he going to be like, yep, they lost because I'm gone? And if they win, is he going to see like, oh crap, maybe it was me?
Yeah. Maybe,
That's what it said, but you know.
Hold on, look, I got another quote from the rules here, and it says, the administration shall select an additional 25 squads to participate in each region's Stage 1 finals. Such invited squads may select participants for their squad that have previously competed in the Stage 1 open phase, but may not select participants who competed in the Stage 1's qualifier phase or qualified for the Stage 1 finals with a different squad. Oh,
So it sounds like Husk and Gary have well, I wouldn't say, well, okay, let me not say that because that's just not like I'm putting people down. But it sounds like they don't have a very large pool of players to choose from.
yeah.
So they can't pick anyone that played in the qualifiers or just didn't qualify, period.
I think they cannot play with anybody that here, let me see, hold on. I'm gonna read that. That sounds crazy.
Participants who competed in the Stage 1 qualifier or qualified.
Oh wow.
Yeah, basically, if anybody.
And that's if they bend the.
Gonna find anybody, bro.
And then that's if they bend the rule. That sounds to me, and I could be wrong, like rosters are already locked, no matter what.
Yeah,
that's if they bend that rule.
Crazy.
So like.
They're about to pick a Hector.
Oh, yeah, somebody said booyah. Because booyah, I don't think he tried to qual.
Hey, I didn't compete either, but I'm retired, bro. I'm retired. Damn. Wow.
Somebody in the chat said Nick Merckx. That'd be a cool little trio.
Yo, imagine Huskers, Gary. Oh my God. Huskers, Gary, and Nick. Oh my God.
It's going to be a CDL player, probably. Watch. No.
That's so
Can
true.
they play?
Did Symphony compete or did he get an invite?
I think they can play.
These with Slack and app, and I like these.
Yeah.
Oh.
So can pros then compete? Because there is some teams after next weekend that won't be in champs. So what are they going to not like? They aren't going to be playing at champs. So Scummin could pick up maybe like 2 COD pros and just like IGL them. I mean,
Scummin doesn't have a team.
He doesn't have a team. He is truly asked out.
He's number 51.
He wouldn't be in Stage 1. He would have to compete in Stage 2 open qualifiers.
Yeah.
He basically just missed out on the first 10K if he won.
Yeah. Oh, Oh,
And
man.
there were no teams that were DQ'd. Like we still have full 50.
I don't know. Have you guys
Well, I
heard
think
any
they
word?
would just go to the next one, 51, 52. You know, there's an
Yeah, that's
unlimited supply of barely.
Wow, that means
Wow,
that
that
they
is
don't
nuts.
have a lot of people to choose from. I'm curious to see what the World Series, because at the end of the day, the World Series of Warzone, they decide what happens here, right? They can choose
Yeah.
whether they want to allow for some bending of the rules, or they can choose, like not to. So
I don't. Me personally, I don't really. I don't know, because I feel like
Yeah.
then it just opens up a whole new can of worms of like, even if there's a rule, what's there to say you can't bend it? If they bend it for one person, would they do
Yep.
it for somebody? I don't like that, man. I
They'll
really
have to
don't.
figure it out. It'll have to be by the rules for whatever it is.
Because if not, if say they change the rules, who's to
Teep?
say?
Oh,
I mean, I don't know.
wow.
No.
Okay, well, boys, all right.
Doug is raw. I mean, there's a bunch.
I feel like there's a bunch of people that like.
Yeah, there's a
Karma?
bunch that were like,
Karma?
metaphor?
Yeah,
I mean,
Keyboard and mouse players on one team?
I feel like there's a lot of people that they can technically pick up because CDL season, they haven't even started season 2, right? Qualifiers. Like technically CDL pros you can go and win champs in what, June or July? The first week of July?
June like 14th or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They can technically, Shotzi can go and win, champs, right? And then immediately after compete in stage 2 qualifiers and start grinding every single day and
That'd be
compete with Scummin and whoever, right? That who can
Yeah,
take.
he'll have a lot of people to choose from. Yeah,
has there
but only stage 2. Stage 1, he's kind of.
Wow.
has
Okay.
there been a time that a COD pro has like placed well? Obviously scum, but like placed well
In the team
in a
aspect?
tournament or 2v2 or customs or anything. I don't think so, but I could
I
be wrong
don't
though.
think in the team.
I don't think so.
I don't
There
think in
hasn't
like
been
the
enough
trio.
opportunities. The sample size is too small.
Yeah, we're talking about current pros, chat. Apart like in the team aspect, I don't know. But that's not to
Because-
say that they can't, because if they just had a month to practice and they just figured it out, rotations and
Yeah.
that they could go crazy in my opinion. Like they'll imagine, bro, Celium, Simp, whoever, right? They and Easy all came together and just decided to grind. And I don't know, who knows?
They could. I mean, they may. I mean, you never know. I mean, because why not? Because
No, it's like 2 months.
They've
2
been
months,
playing
not a month.
the same game. Like with Warzone 1,
True.
they couldn't do that because we played Modern Warfare when they were playing Cold War and Vanguard. So like they couldn't really grind the game because then obviously their normal things that they played were the same. But now, because they're almost on the same engine, the COD pros have been playing the same game that we've been playing mechanically wise. And they could come over and just learn the map, and you never know, bro.
There's
You
so
never
many
know.
head glitches.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Because chat, you guys have to think about it like this. Their season ends June, right? The end of June.
Well, some of them are already over.
True,
Yeah.
true.
They ain't
So-
going to champs.
So if they want, right? If they're competitive enough, they can compete from July, August, and then September is the finals. Technically speaking, that's
Yep.
like, you remember, you guys are talking about the best players in the world, right? They understand COD. If you give them 2-3 months of practicing, I definitely think they can compete at that level. Obviously, I feel like if you disagree with me on that, I don't really know what to tell you. But yeah, I think that, and if anything, that'd be sick if they did that.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be sick. Do I see that happening? Think about it. These guys scrim every single day for 10 plus hours a day. They probably won't want to play in Warzone. They want to have a vacation, bruh. They want to vibe out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That's just my opinion or whatever. But all right, boys. Do we kind of move on to the next segment? I don't know. We've been at this for 2 hours.
We should speed run it. We should speed run the rest parts.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll have more intel as we get.
All right, yeah. All right, before we continue with the next segment, as you guys know, chat, I need everybody in the chat, ad. We got an ad read today, again, with everything going on with this. We have our sponsor today is BetterHelp. They are a therapy company. You guys know if we're gonna have an ad, it better be for something good, right? Mental health is super important to me, and I'm sure it's important to all of y'all in this call. So guys, if you guys ever need anybody to talk to, visit betterhelp.com/pulsecheck. That's BetterHelp. HELP.com/pulsecheck. If you guys ever have any mental struggles, we all know, chat, sitting in your ass for however long can get draining sometimes. All right, so chat, that's betterhelp.com/pulsecheck. All right, so let's move on to the next one, boys. Ranked, let's speed run this. We've been at it for 2 hours. I know, here we go, where were we before the boys came in?
Talking about, I guess we could just like say, I think so far, ranked has been a W, bro. I may get hate for that, but ranked has been a lot of fun, man. I think a lot of people think that. I think it's been fun. Obviously, there's some cheese that's coming out right now with, thermals and a little bit of cheese. But overall, though, I was surprised. The first couple days, servers were incredible. I think a lot of people and myself have been having a lot of fun. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Not to kick it back up, but Scummy said he wants to say something.
Scummin, what is you? All right, Scummin, all right, come on. All right, Scummin, join the waiting room and we'll drag you, bro. Hey, he said, I'm not done. Oh, God. Oh, okay, he's coming. Hold on, let me put him here and then I'll switch to the other scene. Here you go. Yo, what's good?
I just wanted to explain to your chat the format because I don't think a lot of people understand it.
Okay.
Oh, here, hold up. Let me pull it up.
Round 2.
It isn't even drama. People just don't understand. Okay, so.
One sec. Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, did it come out? Did it not come out? You ended it?
Maybe because I don't have
the World
perms.
Series of Warzone flowchart.
Yeah. Is it because I don't have perms? Maybe.
Here, let me give it to you. Boom.
I think I'm good. Oh.
It just says you stopped sharing screen. Oh, there you go.
See it now?
Goes back.
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay. So we're right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So after this, I don't think people understand the bottom 25 go here, so they're still in the tournament as a team.
Yeah.
And then top 25 go here. So I'm not even gonna get a team that's in the bottom 25 unless they drop one, but no one's doing that. So that's what I was saying. When I'm
Yeah, 100% of the people in the stage 1 finals are locked in with their team for the next stage, essentially.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna be able to play with anyone in the next stage. That's what I was trying to explain.
The best players are going to be.
Exactly.
I think we explained that, right? I don't.
I wasn't.
Well, that part it was missing. That I don't think people realize that the bottom 25 aren't all of a sudden just gonna go get new.
Yeah,
teams.
they're not out the tourney. They're literally still locked in with their same team here. No.
I don't. Well, no, because that would be part of the open qualifier. Oh, I don't.
This is
No,
right
they
here.
are still locked. They are still locked because the bottom teams or the top 25
The only people that are gonna be new are this in-game open people.
is the 25 from here. So yes. No, you are right. You are right. They 25 here, 25 over here. So yes, technically you would have to get. Honestly, you would probably have to get a CDL Pro, unless you know somebody who didn't even compete in any qualifier that you would want to play with.
So Scummy, I said, not to be on anybody's side, but I said, listen, there'll be a lot of COD pros that if you can convince them to get passionate, you could just IGL them. We all know you're very talented as a player. Become an IGL, get COD pros. And all of the times that you said that your team was not listening to your comms, this can be your time to be like, I'm the real IGL. They should have listened to me the whole time. IGL some COD pros and qual. And
there's a lot of good people that didn't even participate in the quals because they didn't they were I didn't think I'd get a new team or whatever. There's a bunch of people.
Yeah. No, that's all I wanted to come in and explain because I figured people didn't understand the actual format.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. That there's so few people. There's so many people still going to be in the tournament that essentially there's not a lot of people to pull from unless people just shun their teammates, which we've seen doesn't really happen in Warzone. Your case being pretty much the big, the real one that's ever happened.
I mean, yeah, honestly, this might be the best comeback story for this man to just make a team of people who just are naturally talented but didn't compete or don't play Warzone and then just coach them to.
That's what I said, because because you said, Scummy, that there was times that your comms, were just people, they didn't listen. So maybe, you could find 2 passionate COD pros that aren't playing at champs or like, yo, I'm going to be super bored this summer. And you're like, yo, let's lock in. And we have $1.2 million to win, bro. I mean, and there you go. Because all of them have the best gunny in the world.
Oh. All right, Scum.
Did Scump and Zinni lock in their team?
Nope, I don't think they have. Scummin and Zinni are still looking for a third. Just thought I would throw it out there.
All right. Well, thank you guys for having me. I'm out.
All right, later, man. Later, bro.
Later.
Oh, man, bro. All right. Oh, that guy's funny, man.
Yeah, that is brutal, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So
Yeah, it's rough.
Huskers team change wasn't allowed within the rule, period, because it was past the open qualifier.
It doesn't sound like it unless we're interpreting the rule wrong, but our interpretation sounds like no, they could not find another player.
Yeah.
And I think the key word in there is the
Advance notice, yeah.
The advance notice before the end of open 1 or the stage open. I feel like if the word advanced wasn't in there, like that's basically saying you had to have it before. So like if the word advanced wasn't in there, they could bend the rules. I think it would still be wrong. I'd be like, it says it in there in the fine print, but like.
Remember, apparently, Gary said that from what he's heard, of what he's talked to, that they're probably going to be allowed to make a replacement. So again, that's speculation.
I think all the written rules went to when the tourney got delayed.
True.
I think it's what happened. Because there's no way, I mean, it literally happened today. There's no way Scummy and Unrational would have dropped them before the 18th, which was supposed to be the original stage 1 qualifier.
Yeah.
But yeah, true. But but like I'm saying from the wording of the rules, not to be the rule guy, the but like the rule guy.
They are rules, important though. They are
like wait a second, the homework is due. Hold up, no, but it's like like the open is already over. You know what I'm saying? Like the open has been over. So I feel like I don't know. Wait a second, I think the homework is still due. It's Friday. Like, hello, you're not going to pick up our homework, or like? I'm
curious. Let's talk about this, bro. With everything going on with the World Series Warzone, I'm curious to see what they decide to do, man. Like we haven't had any word. I don't know if anybody knew this, but this morning they had I don't even know if it was a secret, but they had a secret or not really disclosed.
I heard about it right now in the chat, like a couple hours ago.
There was a practice tournament to test the servers, and everybody said it was great except for people in Dallas or in Central. People who were Central, a lot of them were lagging throughout the map. So I don't know. Go ahead,
I was
Joe.
having that today. Me and eBay were having
real
that
quick,
today.
also to go back to our point, real quick. There's a very credible source of someone that that is the owner of a COD team, and they said that as a CDL team captain, they get to choose until regional finals. I believe they are an invited team. So because Husk is an invited CDL team, he thinks that they get to choose until regional finals. So I don't know.
Wow. Damn. Hey, that's low key like a little unfair.
That's not fair. Because I mean, to play again, the devil's advocate of that. Think about it. If you're a CDL team and your team doesn't make champs, and you're like, and you think maybe as a team that your team didn't go to champs, but you're like, these Warzone kids suck. They're like, yo, we're about to drop our captain and just use our players. If we think that they could compete better than the Warzone kids that we picked up as a captain could compete, they could use them instead of the captain that was already locked for stage 1.
Okay. Well,
be equally, but yes.
That'd be cool.
Yes.
These guys. Listen,
Sorry, bro.
Hey, look, at the end of the day, man, we need some type of, I don't say we need, I hate that, I don't want to sound entitled, but the community would like some form of, some type of communication, because there's so many people. I mean, I flew out the guy that's going to be running the watch party with me behind the scenes for those dates, and then so now he had to fly back, and I have to fly him back in again, right? There's a lot of planning. I'm not even competing. There's people that obviously move their schedules all around, and it's like, let's try to, I want to know what's going on. It's been like 2 weeks with no communication.
The thing that we talked about on the last time, where we were just how embarrassing of a production like that was to them to have to reschedule it to begin with.
Yeah.
That cannot happen again.
Yeah.
Like they have to be 100% ready for this. It cannot happen again. That is just not in the realm of reality that could ever happen again. There's just no way.
Damn. Well, all right. Let's.
I want to hear Huskers' side.
Yeah, I would low-key like to hear
I really
Huskers.
do.
I don't know. I feel like Huskers probably wants to stay away from the drama. That's what it, you know.
Yeah.
Mutek said, get him a team. Yo, Scummin is looking for one, Pops. We're looking for two.
No, but you don't have a captain spot.
Wait.
But he could. But technically, Mutex could join Huskers and Unrational because he didn't try to qual.
Wait, did Husker, did Mumu not compete in the open qualifiers?
No.
Oh, he didn't. Well, technically, he could make a team with Scummin if he wanted to.
Yeah, for round 2, 100%.
Scummin, Mumu, and Racim could technically compete in stage 2 open qualifiers and make it to finals.
Yeah, and they would roll. Yeah, they'd be fine.
They would definitely. They would definitely make it, bro. But okay, so I hope there's some transparency there with the World Series. I'm ready to get these watch parties started. People are ready to see. Like, wait, Mutex just said he got hard. Wait, what? Oh God. He said he would have qualified, but he got. I don't know what just happened. Oh God! Now we need to save that one for the next podcast, bro. But ranked, real quick. Let's speed run it. We've been on this for 2 hours. Hey, ranked. What are y'all's thoughts? I personally love it. I think ranked is incredibly fun. Servers are not nearly as bad, you know.
I think for the past like 3 days they've gotten worse. The first like 2 days, like it's so funny because I swear there's like trolls that like will watch like a 3-day stream and they're waiting for like the one time. Like I had 2 days or like a full day of like no server problems, perfect ping, and then like the next day I had like one bad server. People are like, servers are trash, and I'm like, where were you for the last day? Like think about it before. It was almost like every match was a bad server, or like every other match was like you were lagging, things just felt slow-mo. The first day they were incredible, bro, and a lot of people like played all day, but it seemed like there's people like waiting to be like, oh, like you're defending act, but it's like the servers were good, and they'd be like, oh wait, but no, they're so bad. It's like this is the first one in 2 days. Give them a break. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, the servers I think are fine. I think there's one thing that is big in my opinion. Is the whole. I want y'all's opinion as somebody who competes, and I'm not even competing anymore, right? But even like I still care for competitive integrity. This is my take on the whole thermal situation. In my opinion, thermals kind of got so like it's cheesy as in my opinion right now. Even if there was a counter to smokes, and I'll tell you why. Because right now there's no counter to smokes, so that's checked. That sucks. Like at the end right now you can't counter smokes, but in my opinion, because of how insanely fast the time to kill is, there needs to be some form or a way to rotate, whether that be a bubble shield, whether that be like smokes right now is the only way that you can rotate, and I like that. Let me say a couple things real quick before I continue. And if there was cold-blooded and it was working in the game, everybody would be running that because of how many people run thermals and smokes, and then there is no more difference in play style. Right now you have people that play with restock, or you have people play with fast hands. Normally the restock players are a little bit of a slower players, and the people that run fast hands are just flying at. There is kind of a separation. If now they bring cold-blooded into the mix and everybody's running it, everybody is forced now to run cold-blooded no matter what. There's no rotating regardless. So in my opinion, I think thermals should be out of the game. That's just me. I think smokes need to stay in the game, and they need to continue to be meta because you need to find a way to rotate.
But again, this comes to another higher level thing. Like you said, time to kill, very important. But you know why people use smokes to rotate? Because there's no movement to actually be able to rotate. You smoke because you try to cross. And the TTK. So like they can do all these little things down here, like, yo, we're gonna like nerf a thermal, like nerf this. The reason all these problems are here is because the bubble of the game, of the situation, is bad. The TTK is too fast, the movement is way too slow. You cannot reset your tac sprint, which was the point of side canceling, to reset your tac sprint to move faster, to rotate faster, and that's why people use smokes to actually be able to rotate, because if not, you die because of the fast time to kill and the slow movement. That's why. It's like they can do all this stuff down here, but up here is the problem.
Yeah, I agree. It's a small band-aid solution for a gashing wound. I agree. But we all know time to kill. Maybe time to kill, but movement ain't changing until there's a change at the top. So.
And I could be wrong. Did anybody see anyone ever run a smoke in a Warzone 1 custom?
Nope. I don't think
especially in Caldera.
Well, especially towards the end, yeah.
And we still have the same things we have now. We have vehicles, we have balloons, and people would rotate with balloons and everything else. So the reason that we don't have that is because the movement, and I'm not saying bring back
the TTK. This is part of the TTK.
Yeah.
You go up the zip, you're dead. You're dead.
For 30 months. Huskers with the tier
Oh yeah, I'm
one for
about
30
to
months.
say Huskers came into the chat. Huskers just came into the chat. Tier 1 for 30 months. What's up, Husky? Hey, let me know if you want to come on, bro. You already have perms. You just hop right in, all right?
And I just feel like that, I could be wrong. I didn't see anybody ever run a smoke in a Warzone 1 custom, and people had them a lot, and a lot of people loved them. Now people run smokes because of the higher problem of TTK, like Jay God said, which I feel like can be fixed very easily. And the movement's different. Obviously, that can't be fixed easily. That's the thing that would take time. But I think TTK is the thing you could fix very easily. And it's and maybe movement could be fixed easily because there's cranked mode, which you can run faster. So it's the same engine. So hello, Call of Duty, what are we doing? Like,
I was gonna say that in my opinion, they nerf smokes or whatever, bro. It goes back to stun meta and flash meta. I'm not down. I'm not down, bro. Like that to have to like.
Yeah, it's just
know.
domino after domino. One thing I will say, the positive side of the competitive or watching ranked is to see like good players actually try. Because like most of the time when you watch Joe Woe and if he's playing in a squad before ranked, he's going through the motions, casually better than most. Same with most of the streamers you watch. But then with ranked, they're actually trying and they're sweating. And there's different players where I've watched where it's like, damn, okay, cool. They're actually trying, because they get kind of lazy. They're trying the whole game.
The whole game.
So that's really fun to watch. I was saying as a viewer, it sucks when people get DC'd, stream sniped, or any of the other issues that come along with like a penalty as big as the 210 or 200 or whatever SR. But when they're actually trying, they're sweating, they're giving comms, they're playing with random ass streamers. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean different streamers are playing with different streamers that never ever played together, at least in memory. And so that's interesting to see how those like dynamics mesh and how they do or don't, regardless of their skill. And I think that's kind of been a cool thing, at least from watching from a stream perspective. And then obviously people being on like 12 hours a day is nice. Like I can click on they're live. Oh, they're still live. Dead. I went back up. They're still live,
Yeah.
So I like those aspects of ranked from a viewer perspective. Playing it, I feel like it's fun. For the time that I spent playing it, you play a little bit more the way that I like the style of Battle Royale to play in a team. Not necessarily holding each other, but at least there for a trade or whatever, the normal. But
yeah. Honestly, if anybody at Treyarch is watching this, I think honestly, don't change the point system. I know a lot of people were saying.
I think they just got to fix the scoring when you're dead.
They have to fix the scoring when they're dead, and then the whole getting if you win, you what's it called? Sometimes it doesn't give you the 20 plus SR if you win.
They know about that.
Yeah, they already know about it, so they're fixing it. We could get into what Joe just said, but I just hate right now, or I love right now that, in my opinion, if you're in the top 10, it's because you deserve to be there. It's not. Of course, it is a combination of who grinds the most. Like look at D, right? Like I'm just gonna call it how it is. This guy has played 6 hours every day, barely at that, and he's in the top like 30, and like his average SR per like session is like times 4 or 5 of everybody else's. But he got to that because he's not losing SR, right? Like, and if he grinded as much as the other people, he would be at the top. And I kind of like that because it's like, it's not just who just grinds all the time, because right now, it's a mix. It's a very good balance. Same thing for Sage. Sage is kind of like, he's in the same playing field. Sage right now, let me go look what he's at. He's actually watching the stream, but I think was that, oh no, he's not. He's 11 right now. He's number 11, and that's that Sage missed 5 days of ranked.
Well, what's funny too with the system is like obviously people would like realistically they get hard stuck at gold or platinum, but streamers getting hard stuck at an SR like 12,000, 13,000 because
That's good.
So it's like a different type of hard stuck that they got to get through that wall, and it's not like a demoralizing like, oh, you're gold, haha, you know. It's one of those where it's like, you know, legit like, okay, cool, you're still top 200, but you're 12,000 SR. You really kind of been there for the past 3 days, haven't you?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things.
Yeah, I love you. I love your son, bro. I love your son. But yeah, so I mean, I like the way that it is right now. In my opinion, it's very balanced. If they can tweak a couple things, I would really hate for them to change it drastically. I don't know what the tapping with the whole tapping to Joe. So let's talk about the tapping situation. Would that kind of drag things too far to one end of the spectrum?
I think that the fix to tapping, and again, I could be completely wrong, but I feel like at the higher levels, the reason why people are tapping is because they're trying to get the points for the kill, which obviously at top 250, iridescent, all that stuff matters a lot. I feel like if you didn't hit somebody at all, but your teammate killed them, I feel like you should get like maybe like 2 or 3 points for it because it's a teammate kill, but maybe they get the full 5 points for it or the full 7 points for it, and then like so forth and so on. Because obviously, like as you rank up, you can't 1v3 teams in like the top lobbies. So I feel like you're still playing with your team, calling out, like seeing somebody cross or something like that, where like you should get some of the credit for the kill, but not the full credit for the kill.
What if it's just not Nox? Like you don't get an assist if you full kill somebody, but you only get the assist if they're in the alive state, not the Nox state. I feel like that would be the best of both worlds because you still
some people are getting it down, and then the other person just taps them while they're down and thirsts them.
Everybody's doing that. Everybody's doing that.
But it's behavior, the conditioned behavior based off the scoring.
Yeah.
If the assist or the teammate's kill while alive was higher than, or however, I mean, I'm not saying this is an easy solution either. I don't think there is one, because no matter what, fundamentally, if the math makes sense for you to get taps in, you will continue to get those taps in, and they can't remove that points, because then it's like, then you're going to be fighting over kills.
Yeah,
so then
exactly.
I mean, there's not an easy solution, but it is very weird how that system works, where you feel forced to essentially not thirst when you're playing with another person.
Yeah. I wonder how they
can't have a full system where your teammates' kills are worth the same, because then you'll have people that literally
then you carry
rides.
Yeah. And not that would be easy to do even at the highest, but you could definitely carry a gold up to probably iridescent or something.
Yeah. For those of y'all, a lot of people don't know, just real quick, tapping chat is when you put like your teammate knocks somebody fully, and then you tap, you shoot one bullet into the down opponent, and then that now counts as an assist. So if you haven't been watching, a lot of people, they're like, oh, let me tap them before you full kill them. Let me tap. So that way you get points for like
essentially
if you
double the score. It's essentially double for most of the points.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because in the beginning it's 2, it goes from 2 to 5, which that's more than double. And then on the later one, it goes from 3 to 7, and then it goes from 5 to 15, like triple. It is significant difference.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I mean, I guess the thing that you could,
Or 7 to 15.
I guess this is kind of like a really hard thing to do, but I guess you could do it where it would be by damage. So like, let's say that you get 5 points for the kill and 4 points if you just did damage to the player not knocked. So like, it would cause people to just fight people normally. And again, it would be hard to do, but like if whoever got the knock and the kill, whoever did the most damage to the person that your teammates were shooting at, whoever did the most damage gets full credit for the kill. But if you were shooting at them also, you get like 4 points instead of 2.
Yeah, they've been able to do that before. Even in multiplayer, if you landed 70% of the damage, somebody got the last hit, you still got 70 points, but then they'd get 100% for the kill.
Oh.
They'd get 100. So there's ways to do it. They even talked about it when we were there. They were discussing about the assist window. Like, because I think currently within the game, it's 2.5 seconds of doing damage or how it works. I don't know if they changed it, but that's the way like an assist counts, like where it pops up and you get like whatever score, not necessarily the top, but like in multiplayer, the window for assist to count is like within 2.5 seconds or something. They may have broadened that window, but there's probably like, I like the concept of damage, like just get damage in while they're alive and it should count. And then it would reinforce team shooting rather than, oh, I wasn't there, but I'm gonna hurry up over there while the guy's selfieing to get
I
the
hate
tap in.
that, man.
So you're saying,
I don't
Jay
like
God,
that.
you're saying they should increase the window for assists, but
Well, I'm saying there's multiple things that they could do.
Yeah.
They could increase the window for assists, but I much more, if it's possible, that it should lean towards the damage.
okay,
Like
okay.
as long as you damage the person,
lot of coding, I
the
feel like.
window would essentially almost be infinite as long as the person didn't come up to full health.
Gotcha. Are you saying that but then knocks don't count? Because in my opinion, sorry, when the player's in the down state, like that
I don't
would
think anything should matter.
Anything
Well,
should count in a down state.
that's
I don't think.
I agree that if they're
I don't
down,
think anything.
if they're down, you don't get any assists. It's whoever was
But then that
contributed.
creates other issues where you're gonna wait for the person to res so you get the full credit on the kill. Like it's all up. 100%.
Okay, so
If you get nothing for thirsting the player, you may thirst them because you're a good teammate. But other people that desperately need the SR, they
Gonna
might.
turn it into 2v2 races.
Chat said, "I'm letting them res on God."
Yeah, 100%. That's
But, like,
naive
okay,
to think that you're
yeah.
like nobody would let them res.
Yeah.
Here's how I think again it's just me, but like a down person should have 0 points. Or if you did no damage, the down player shouldn't give you any points. I think that it would make people play as a team better if you guys are shooting at the same person and they get knocked. Whoever did the most damage should get the full credit for the kill. But if you did any damage at all, you should get less points, but not like 2 points. So say it's like 5 points for a kill, you get 3 points for the person that got knocked.
I wonder.
So therefore,
is it possible?
I don't know. I think it's
That
very
looks like a
nuanced.
lot
It's
of-
difficult.
I feel like that's like a lot of coding that like has to happen in real time. I don't know how complicated it is. I'm kind of like.
I think the system it sucks. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I think if they resolve the other one, then I think people are very critical because I've watched the streams, people getting their taps. That's partly because if they die, they're not going to get any points.
True.
Except for placement points. But
bro,
that's
I've gotten
part of the
yelled at.
behavior. It's like those points are that valuable, and that's why there's such a sense of urgency because you're not going to make those up if you die.
like I've gotten yelled at. Like I don't care, bro. If you knock somebody full them, I don't care about the 5 points. But like I've got to be like, dude, like don't full them. Like, dude, like I didn't tap him yet. I'm like, bro, like and there's some people say like, well, like what's the problem with that? I feel like the problem with that is you knocked the person, you did all the damage, and somebody else is also getting points for all of the work that you did.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it should be a selfish game of like I knocked the player, but like I just don't think that's
No
right.
matter, yeah, I don't know. It's
like,
difficult.
I just don't think that's right to get them. But people are like, dude, like I didn't full it. Like, don't full it, man. I gotta get my taps in. I'm like, I don't care, bro, because I've died for it. I have literally died letting somebody live pick me on the ground, and then I die for it, and they get a 2-piece, and I'm like, bro, I just died for this. Like, hello, like,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't think that's right. I don't know.
And I saw some in the chat. They're like, "Oh, it's only 3 to 5 SR, not a big deal." No, this can down. We're talking about somebody who's playing an 8 to 10 hour session. They're moving out. They're losing out on potentially hundreds of points if they're not getting their taps in, especially in the end zone when each is worth 15. Easily, you're missing out on 45 points if you get no taps in.
Yep. It's, in my opinion, I could be wrong. Guys feel like, dude,
And that's
like,
one match.
Yeah.
Like-
100%. And like, I could be wrong. I feel like, dude, like ranked is good, but I just think, in my opinion, that is cheesy. It's corny. If you were like, that system right now is really bad. I think they should find a way. I think damage based would be the best fix, but
Here's another cool one. That's a side note that I saw someone mention in the chat like yesterday or some last time I was streaming is that let's say you do not go to the gulag. Do you think you should be awarded an extra 5 points for never going to the gulag when the gulag ends?
Probably more.
Maybe more. But
If you won, if you,
that's
because
a
you
good
have, because gulag ends, you might even want more for
like zone 4, right?
I was gonna say you have to
so
win
zone
to not,
5?
I was gonna say you have to win to not go to the gooch, but no, you 4 or 5. That could be a good.
okay.
Like an extra 5 points.
What do you think,
7
Isaac?
points
What do you think,
for just
Isaac?
not going to gooch.
Isaac, what do you
like
think?
it.
I think it's a good idea.
That I don't feel like that's a bad idea.
To kind of go.
Another one that I heard that was a decent idea, that even if you're in the game in negative SR, for the guys that are like way at the top, right? Negative 200 or 220 or whatever they're queuing into every single match. Let's say they're just completely chalk. They don't get a lot of kills, but they win the game and they finish negative 20 or negative 30 or negative 5 or whatever it is. I think if you win the game
should never
And
go
it should
negative.
bare minimum.
It should be 0.
Zero.
Yep.
Or
That would
maybe
be a
even
good
just, like,
change.
10 or like +10. Like no matter what, if you win a game, period dot, you should at a minimum get +10.
I agree with that. Like
I agree.
even like to zero out, you're not gaining anything, so you're just wasting your time if you're playing like a rat. Like if you know, but then like because I know a lot of people would be like, oh, they're just gonna wait to the end so they don't lose SR. But at the end of the day, it's like
You still got to win.
like yeah, you still gotta
The
win.
counter, the kind of thing, I guess, to give people like more things is I kind of feel, and I could be wrong, that early game kills like literally don't matter at all.
Yeah, they don't.
I feel like if you get like 10 kills and then 15 kills and then 20 kills, which mind you, if you get 20 kills in a top 250 lobby, you are literally frying. That's an incredible game. I think you should get like maybe 20 points or 10 points for 10 kills, 20 points for 15 kills, 30 points for 20, because it gives people a more
You're talking about a bonus
Like
for hitting a
milestones?
milestone, right?
Yeah.
yeah, I think that would also work too, because I feel like people don't fight at all early game because it doesn't matter. Like you don't really get points for really fighting until like top 20. And I feel like it could be cool to kind of speed up a little bit. It's not going to change the whole game, but knowing that like, say that you get 10 kills or 15 kills or 20, or let's say this, again, this could be a wild one. You'd be like, yo, you're an idiot. But let's say the person that has the most kills in the lobby or the team that has the most kills in the lobby at the end of the match gets an extra 30 points each per person or something like that to incentivize.
There's so many different ways. Like
Yeah, there's a lot. I think even when we were there, I kind of mentioned a similar thing where you could, when I was specifically talking about Repulse's game, where I said, well, maybe he should have got a bonus because he hit 20 kills. Maybe there's a milestone and then it doesn't even have to be crazy because you already gotten a decent amount of points. But this also, the number also goes up slower in the harder lobbies because people are dying slower. So I've seen somewhere there's still 20 teams left and it's zoned like 6.5, 7. Versus in a bronze, if it was a theoretical actual bronze lobby, you're by zone 5, it's already, you're getting the bonus, you know? So I think it depends. It's still too new. It's barely only been out a week, right? Like not even.
yeah,
I think they're doing a great job. I got for
it's
the
great.
first time in a long time, I have a lot of faith in them doing the right thing. One thing I'll
Treyarch.
ask about though, yeah, W Treyarch Raven,
Yeah,
well,
W.
even IW for letting them restrict stuff.
True.
Exploiting, I think, is going to be a real issue because there's
I heard
either
some
a
gas mask issues
or
today.
a sim glitch,
Oh, that.
something back, and then we had the restock thing. Like, I know it's tough to monitor, but like, I think we hand out shadow bans to random people for 5 days. I think streamers especially should be getting like temporary bans if they're exploiting.
I
Like, if
agree.
a streamer is
Dude,
using a gas mask glitch, they should
The
get a 48-hour
restock
ban.
issue took way too long to fix. I agree, 100%. The restock issue took way too long to fix.
I don't even agree
a
with
weekend.
that. It was
Wait,
like 2
what?
days.
It was
like-
no,
No, it was from Wednesday. It was
Just
from
because you
Wednesday
were on
to
like 4 streams worth of streams in 2 days.
it was
Yeah,
from,
but
no,
they
it was
Bro,
from
you
Wednesday.
lost track of time. Literally, it was like 2 days.
Yeah, but
like, when
think
it come
about-
out on Wednesday and it was gone by Friday or something.
No. I think it was. I think
a weekend.
Monday. It was Monday that it went out, and then the actual fix because they just took it out on Monday was the next Wednesday. So it was a whole week of like.
Oh, okay. Maybe it felt like
Yeah.
But think about it. But in that week of time, as you get
Yeah,
to
there
rank
was a
up
lot.
and then dying to people doing it, and you're like, I agree with Isaac, and I think if you are caught doing exploit that is a known,
that's an example for sure.
Yep, that's like and then more people won't try to do
That's
like
not
the
even a
gas that goes
reportable thing, huh? Like exploiting and then put a description. That should
I
be on
don't-
the report feature.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
That'd be
sure they
cool.
could figure out with like the gas mask, like someone's finishing location is too far from the end circle. I don't know if they have that metadata, but I don't care about Timmy doing it, right? I don't care about Timmy who saw a TikTok and started doing it. But like if someone who streams to thousands of viewers or even 100 viewers, like we get so much in this community as streamers and content creators of like, all those streamers are cheating. When we allow anything
Oh,
to
yeah.
like one person up, they're a reflection of the entire community. Right. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think we should be held to a higher standard. And if that happens and someone sends a clip to, Shanice of someone doing the helicopter glitch where they hit the ATV and they go 5,000 feet up in the air and that's how they win their game, I'm sorry. Like for ranked and not just pubs and just little one-off content stuff, but like for ranked, there should be a punishment.
yeah. Anything that gives you a bigger competitive advantage that's not supposed to be in the game, I definitely think like I was calling people out left and right. I was calling them pussies for using that. Like I didn't care.
Oh,
Like
bro, I was tweeting, bro. I was tweeting clips, slamming
I know,
teams.
I
Like,
know.
I don't care.
So
I'm
glad
glad the clips, Joe. We saw the
so
clips.
I'm
You got
glad
a
it's
villain
out.
arc.
I'm glad it's
no
out now.
more Mr. Nice Guy, man. Like I'm done. Like, hey, like if you need it. It's gone now. It's over now. But I'm saying, like, I agree. If people are doing that, they should be held to a way higher standard. Not saying because streamers are better than everyone, but no, they are showing people exploits in the game and bugs. That is a not fair advantage. You're getting kills, literally kills, or hurting a team that's fighting by throwing 57 drill charges. Like, that's not right. It should not be like that. And any gas mask coach to get wins should not happen. You should get 0 or less, or banned for a week. Like, or how? I don't know. Something, bro.
Yeah, I mean, any other game would do that. Valorant, if there is an exploit, like they will ban, even if it's not a cheat or a third-party software. If you're exploiting in a game like Valorant, they're going to ban you.
True.
Or like if Fortnite, oh, I'm about to go on a tangent. I don't want to. Yeah.
Look, so I wanted to throw out something real quick that I thought would be dope. Yes, I agree, Shade Step. Ban drill charges. I think they're cheese. Couple things. One, I think that it'd be cool. We need way better rewards, right? Like if you finish in the top 250, you should get a skin. You should not be getting a calling card that says top 50. If you're the #1 player in the world, you should not get an emblem that says #1 player in the world. You need something to show off, whether it be a camo, whether it be another skin that's just a different color. I don't care. I want to be able to show that off. I'm pretty sure you guys can agree with me on that.
Oh yeah.
But
that's
another thing. Go ahead.
We all know.
No, we don't get a skin, chat. You don't get a skin for getting top 250. You get a
you don't
skin.
get
You get a skin for reaching the top rank, which is like leveled, like the top
50.
level.
Level 50, right?
But anybody can get that. Like you're not. You don't have to be in 250.
You could just be bronze and place top 20, and then
You know
whatever.
what? Are we surprised, bro? All right, we'll never
Hey,
get that.
you know
Top
what? I am
250?
honestly surprised because of the multiplayer. How he like
Yeah, they got one. They
that
got
came
one.
out.
They did.
Yeah, they get
I'm
it.
saying I'm not even surprised that it's the participation trophy era. You can't say you're better than me. Like you got top 250, I didn't because I'm not good, and you get a skin for it and I don't. That's not fair, Repulse. That's not fair, buddy. So it ain't never happening. That ain't never happening.
Look,
$10,000 PC. I'm on a console over here.
Yeah,
Real quick.
PS4 Slim Repulse. Yeah.
I want to throw something out just quick because I know we've been at this for like 2.5 hours, almost 3. Jesus Christ. Is what do you guys think about tempered? Automatically getting tempered for damage profiles. Somebody brought that up and I was like, yo,
Oh, like
that's
Apex?
what Apex does, and that'd be cool because they're not in the buy stations. They don't drop on release. But if you have, let's say, 3,000 damage, which is a lot, like considerably a lot. I think that's equals to maybe like
They'd have to figure out a metric that
7
makes
kills?
sense. But
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Pretty
it
cool.
makes sense. You get a slight little like, ooh, cool.
yeah, like you have 3,000
cool.
damage. That could be whatever. I think there's so many ways they can play with it. I think that'd be sick. Just thought I would throw it out there.
Well, never mind. That I feel like that's a kind of one out there. But I guess I'm done with talk all night. I'm down. I feel this is a random ranked side note. I could be wrong, but I feel like there is so many durable masks in ranked, and at higher ranks it becomes a problem. I feel
Really?
like a durable gas mask should be like you did something to get that. Like you did a stronghold, you did a black site. Where like most of the gas masks are just common ones. And I feel like you can literally find those on like the ground or like open chests. And I feel like that can cause, or I think it could be better if there was less durable gas mask and it was more of a system of like you did something to get that.
I feel like that's the case too from watching, because it's never like, oh, okay, you got a good mask, right? Like nobody, it doesn't even come up in conversation because it's not a priority. It's just assumed that that's what's going to happen.
And that stuff like really, really matters a lot as you get into those last zones of the top 250 lobbies. The players are going to know what they're doing to rotate and stuff. And if you did something like a stronghold or a black site or bought a gas mask for $20,000, like you should have an advantage over that because you were doing things in the game like that. Like I said, a stronghold.
Even if it
or
was like
things
before where you had to do a specific type of contract or like there'd be a like risk reward associated with that.
Yeah,
it would just be like, haha, I found a, hey, you got a durable, you get a durable.
I kind of disagree with that, honestly. And the reason why I like having a durable, because even to be honest, I feel like I don't see that many people with it, and I like being in the top 250. Like I don't see it often.
Subtle flex.
And, but like I'm just saying, like being in those lobbies, right? I don't see it as much, and even then, I kind of like it because there's no type of rotating right now. Like there needs to be some type of way to make plays. Me personally, I like there being durables. That's just me.
No, he's saying there would be
like
durables, but you would have a direct path to earn it.
Yeah.
Where it would
Like,
cost
I
more.
don't really see the problem with it right now. That's just me though. Like I like it the way it is. I like that you can just go and buy them at the buy station. That's me though.
I just think that as you get into the like sweatier lobbies, as it comes down to those last couple zones, it's going to be really good players. And I'm not saying like brain is a skill gap, but it kind of is, where like in those last zones, if you worked for a durable, you can outsmart people, outplay people that didn't do things. They have a normal gas mask. You can outsmart them by having a durable mask because you earned it. And that is a skill gap. I feel like that will separate really good players and just good players.
Also, you're saying it's too cheap in the buy station, right? That's the other.
Yes.
How much is it?
So it's a
3,500?
combination of both.
3,500, I think.
Yeah, 3,500 isn't much. Maybe 5K, because then it's like holy. Because like there's definitely scenarios where end game having a durable over a normal is an absolute.
Yeah,
game
it
changer.
is game changing.
Not
It is.
even like. Oh, cool! I can see the next two shifts. Like literally, he could be just sitting in the gas, chilling.
And
for
then
those
you can
40
self
seconds or
again,
whatever.
and then self after your durable one's on, you die. Like that's so much time that I feel like could be that time where normal gas mask players.
I think
could
they
be
just
dying
gonna
to
go
go
based
pick
off data, though.
Sage
They'll
just
go
brought
based
up
off
a
data, how many people had them.
Sage brought up a very good point. Why do regular buy stations last a while in zone when you can buy in gas, but then
The other ones are
redeploy?
instant.
Yeah, redeploy as soon as the
Payback.
gas touches it, it's instantly gone. So there seems to be a little bit. I don't know what's intentional there, but I would hope that they make it
I
to
hope
where.
it goes to the same one
I
that
think
they
it
have
should
with the main
function the way the
50
standard ones do.
Yes,
50
agreed.
meters from the edge of the gas.
I don't like if it touches gas, you're chalked. I don't like that. I think you should have like whatever.
Yeah.
He said it's a 10 meter in zone window. It should stay like that, in my opinion. So
I
Yeah.
mean, I think the thing they could do also is like show on the map, it like whether that's like a symbol or like a timer, if
we talked
the buy
about that,
station
yeah.
is open, where like this buy station is open, this is closed. There's so many times like you'll be like, yo, is this open? And be like, I think so. You go in there and it is open sometimes, and
Yeah,
sometimes
because
not.
the icon doesn't disappear
Yep.
immediately,
So like,
at least.
yeah, so like maybe if there is something on the map that shows that there is a buy station or a portable, it's open. If there's not, then it's not open. Or like something so you know that a buy station you can use. And I feel like you don't know, and it has cost a lot of people some SR for that.
a lot of SR. But boys, I mean, is there anything else? What do you guys think so far? I mean, I think right now ranked is pretty good overall. I'm pretty happy with ranked. I think it's not who grinds the most. It's you. It is you have to grind the most, but it's also you have to actually be good and grind the most. You can't be ass and grind the most and get to the top. Like you actually like the top three players are all and right now are all nasty. You know? So
I think the top 250. If you get as a player, even I mean, there's probably some people from all of our chats that got top 250. Bro, you're really good at the game.
Yeah.
Like they're all great players.
yeah. Oh, all right, boys.
Yeah,
I think
getting out of that hard crimson is crazy for people. Like
Crimson?
watching, that's where when people. Well, that's where I've watched streams. Well, initially when I was watching a lot of streams, where that's where most of the people like decided to lock in. Up until that point, it was fun in games,
Yeah.
and once you got crimson, you're like, oh, this is actually hard.
Hard,
Like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Because like
We're
I know
losing like 70 SR.
the matchmaking right now is like the way that it works. It's like if you're in the top 250 iridescent, they try to put you in with players in iridescent. If they can't find enough people after a certain time, they add crimson players, and if they can't after a certain time, they add platinum and then gold, silver. That's the way it works, and that's why sometimes you see people that are currently. I hope they change that in the future. In my opinion, are they going to? I don't know. They changed that because they saw that back when the game first came out, the very first day, there was not enough people in Diamond to make matches. So I hope they turn it back. In my opinion, I want to see the top of the top compete against each other consistently. But how long is too long to wait for a match?
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't think. I think you just have to do it and see.
Yeah.
Because I think with Apex, sometimes, especially in the beginning of those seasons, they wait like 20 minutes and they can actually see the counter going up, and they're like, "Oh, cool! It's gonna be a full lobby. Let's go!"
80, 90.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. I agree. I came from Overwatch. I'm down for long queues, and I'll basically be like, as a stream, like we're vibing, we're shooting maybe have a little counter, a loading screen or whatever coming up, and then when the game hits, I'm not talking to you, chat. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
And then you hyper lock in. You know it's basically going to be a custom scrim lobby. The content's going to be insane. SR is not going to be as inflated, and then I think it make for great content.
Let's hope they do it.
Can I pick at one more thing and just kind of open up? Again, these are like, I feel like this isn't even a small thing. The water, I feel like in ranked is kind of cheesy. I'm gonna be honest. It's like people, like you can see somebody in the water, you see them perfectly fine, and you're shooting at them, and like they're too deep for your bullets hit. I feel like the water, and that's like nitpicking. I know, like, dude, like really, but it's like I feel like
cheesy as
it's cheesy, like, and then zones will pull
only, like,
the pistol water, and like you could swim to the top and shoot your gun down on somebody live pinged. You're not getting reg on them. And like I think that I don't know, man. I feel it's kind of cheese, but like I don't know. Maybe I'm being that guy that's like just trying to pick at everything.
No, I hate it. And gas mask animations too. Why do we still have gas mask animations that are like chalking my health and my ability to pull a parachute and everything like 3 years later?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, the water endings are absurd. Even though they said they're addressing them and fixing them, I see it all the time. Yeah.
I honestly,
you can hang, land late, shoot with your pistol, and you're at an advantage because you were regaining. Makes no sense.
Yeah, like we literally are making sure we have
Unless
a pistol
you can
class.
hold 3 weapons and a third one is a stowed pistol. Like, yeah, that's yeah, no.
I don't know. There's a lot of that's still wrong with the game, the core, but in my opinion, ranked is pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I do feel bad for like people in Oceania and everywhere else.
Yeah,
they can't even fill lobbies.
12-player lobbies.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's bad. It's bad.
I wonder how. There's really no way to address that other than they just need more players to play, right? Like,
or they have to VPN to.
I was gonna say, couldn't they? Yeah.
They could technically
they'd
VPN
have to just VPN like they normally do, but it's still up to go out of your way to just play the game.
Yeah,
like,
you know. Yeah. But
and be on 200 ping.
That's true, and then they have a huge disadvantage, which sucks. But anyways, boys, we've kind of carried on for a while. I think we came to an agreement that ranked is pretty damn fun. Ranked is pretty fun. There's a couple changes that can be tweaked, and boys, I think I'm not even trolling. I think the next 3 weeks are gonna fly by for season 4, and if ranked is holding us off until then, I'm just surprised. I'm curious to see if they did a pretty decent job. I'm not gonna lie, this was the first W update in my opinion that they've done all year.
Careful.
Yeah, I think we said it last time. I said it last time. I said it. Hey, I said it last podcast. I said this was the first W update. So let's hope season 4 they give us another W. Unless we're gonna get another.
Buddy.
Bro, I was so mad like 3 months ago whenever J God was like, no, the game will probably be decent in season 4 or 5, and I was like, no, like probably season 3, maybe season 2.5. They're gonna quick turn this thing around. We got it, boys.
Season 4 is here. And it's about to
almost here.
Season 3.5 was pretty decent. You know, it was pretty decent.
Yeah. This was awesome.
All right, boys. Well, that concludes today's podcast. Is there any closing statements from any one of y'all, boys?
I hope Scummy finds a way to make it into stage 1.
True.
Yep.
But at the same time, that means someone's getting kicked. And I can't think of anyone deserving to
give you cake.
Kicked.
I hope that this can be a lesson learned for a lot of people of. I feel like bridges were burned. That bridges, again, bridges wouldn't have to be burned. People would just communicate a little bit better for everybody. Communication is key and everything, but also burning bridges over video games is tough, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot less drama if you just handle like an adult and say it straight on. I know it's awkward and it's confrontational and we're a whole bunch of asocial gamers.
Yeah.
But like in the real world,
gotta talk about
that was
Anyways, boys. All right, man. That concludes today's podcast, bro. That was honestly the most spiciest podcast we probably ever had. Genuinely the spiciest one. Let's hope that in a week, let's hope this week they announce something, and we'll have another one this week, boys. But as always, Isaac, Joe, J God, appreciate y'all being here, man. This was a good one. I love you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one, baby. Peace.